Rivalry game tonight. The Western Stars 7-1, coached by Justin Pelly. They're undefeated in conference. They are hosting the Lebanon Tigers, coached by Jeff Smock. They're 4-4 on the year, 4-2 in conference play. This matchup tonight, Western Boone, their keys to the game, they need to work on their pass offense. The weather down on the field right now in the 60-degree range, partly cloudy skies, most importantly, no rain, a big difference from last week's game. So they can really work on airing the ball out and preparing their offense for what could be another deep playoff push. Another thing for the Stars, keep an eye on their penalties. They need to be conscious of these. Not exactly that big of a problem in the last couple weeks, aside from a couple unnecessary ones. But if they can just be conscious of these penalties and know that they cannot give up huge yardage totals come playoff time and just kind of lock down on the last few bits of their offense and need to work on penalty-wise, then that will be good for them here heading into sectional play next week. Finally, for the Stars, they need to show us that shutdown defense we saw last year. They've been so good against the run as this Western Boone team, but they need to work more on their pass defense, on getting their guys in rhythm, those cornerbacks and safeties, getting them the confidence they need to play teams deep in the sectionals, such as Cecina, maybe in regionals. For Lebanon, their keys establish the run, number one. Lebanon is a team, they're averaging over 230 yards per game through the air, rushing just under 100 yards, so not exactly their strength, but Lebanon can still get it down on the ground. In order to set up that passing game, especially against this Western Boone team, establish that run game and get it going on the ground early to set up lanes for Harker and their pass team. Now, for number two on the key list for Lebanon, lock down Robbie Taylor. The Stars, they're short-handed at running back today. We're going to see a lot of Robbie Taylor. And if Lebanon can just lock him down and at least slow him in this rushing offense, they will have a better chance at pulling this game away. And finally, control the field position. Lebanon really needs to work today in this game on their field position, on setting up favorable matchups for their offense and special teams play, getting them that good field position, big returns, and playing very well on defense. That's what's going to take for this Lebanon team to pull off the upset. WTHR, they're on the field already. They've been out there since 5:30, Channel 13 News tonight for Operation Football. We'll go join them here in just a second on WBTV Sports. I'm Nathaniel Finch. Now back to the booth. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome down here to Witham Health Field. I'm Nathaniel Finch. Brett Kading to my right. Brett, thank you for joining us for what should be a nice night for some offense. Not very many clouds in the sky. It's right around 55 degrees and a little bit of a breeze. We've got some festivities going on here. It's senior night tonight, and we will have all of that here on film, including the announcing of all of the seniors here tonight before the game and at halftime as well. Of course, there's a red X out on the field. You can't see it on your screen, but they'll be parachuting in for the national anthem. We'll have coverage of that as well, so stay tuned for all of that here.
We were able to see that at North Montgomery. Remember, they did that at North Montgomery as well, but a little more of a breeze tonight. Earlier we were talking about it. It's right now it's 60 degrees, 59, just dropped to 59. Beautiful football weather, but that 6-7 mile an hour southeasterly breeze could make it a little interesting on the throwing and catching and different things, and make it hard to hit that X out there in midfield.
Yeah, we'll see.
We could do it, couldn't we?
That's right. We sure
could do that.
They actually talking to some of the guys. The parachuter here for tonight is I've heard he's impressed a lot of people with his skill. So he will even be able to time up his descent with the song, and he'll land. I mean, so this guy's high end. I don't think he'll have any problem here with the breeze. But now back to football. We've got the 7-1 Stars are 6-0 in conference. They are hosting the Lebanon Tigers, 4-4, 4-2 in conference, as you heard at the top of the broadcast. Once again, Nathaniel Finch joined by Brett Kading. And just a couple of players to watch here, Brett. We'll start with the offense of Western Boone, led by Spencer Wright, number 7, the quarterback. He's thrown for over 800 yards so far this year. He's got a touchdown-interception ratio of 14-3. And Wright, he's dual threat, as everybody knows. He also has almost 50 carries, almost 300 yards, and 10 touchdowns on the ground. And of course, for the Stars, the running game, we're going to see a bit of a shake-up in the backfield. Robbie Taylor, number 41 for Western Boone, will be starting as Wethington. He is working through some injury troubles right now. Hopefully we'll be able to see him in a few weeks. So we'll move on forward the next couple weeks with Robbie Taylor, who has done excellent.
Yeah, we've seen him, and I'm sure that if this injury happened later in the week, Lebanon's not been able to practice thinking about Wright coming in and running the ball, but a guy that is very deceptive on how much speed he has. He's low to the ground, and we've seen him break several. So going to be a lot on his shoulders tonight, but also that's going to add to Spencer Wright as well, not having Wethington in the backfield.
Yeah, Brett, let's step aside here for just a moment and take a look at the seniors down on the field.
He was also on the track and field team for 3 years and basketball for 1. Casey is an athletic ambassador. In the fall, Casey was studying to be a physician's assistant at an undecided university. Casey's favorite football memory was Spencer throwing the game in a touchdown against Central in his sophomore year. Our next senior is Steve Freeman. He's played by Matt Freeman and Doug Randall and Christy Freeman.
High song is Jake Jones, 52.
He was also played basketball for 3 years and track and field for 3 years. After graduation, he majored in architecture at Undecided College. Taylor's favorite football memory was the semi-state game against Southbridge last year. Our next senior is Dakota Halford. Let's go by Misty Perkaiser and Brian Halford. Dakota's been playing football for 3 years, track and field for 2, and strength for 3. After graduation, he will attend the Regional Council of Carpenters Apprentice Program. Dakota's favorite memory is beating Harrison his freshman year. Our next senior is Colin Hole. He was played by Brian Hole. He has played football all 4 years, basketball for 3, and track and field for 3. He plans to make it 4 years for all 3 sports. He's undecided whether to attend college at this time, but will study law enforcement and criminal justice. His favorite football memory is when Coach Pearson celebrated me every game before a kickoff or kick return his senior year. Our next senior is Caleb Iron and Austin Litton. He's played by Brian Iron and Clay Iron and Terry Hall. Caleb has been on the football team for 3 years and played baseball for 2. In the fall, he will attend Taylor University and major in computer science. Caleb's favorite memory is finding Jason's locker covered in tape. Austin has been on the football team all 4 years of high school, 1 year at Hamilton Heights before he year at B-Star. In the fall, he will attend Ivy Tech and major in manufacturing. His favorite memory is the seniors being a cheerleading pyramid on picture day and at the start of the season. Our senior is Max Johnson. He has been on the Town of Johnson and Michael Michelle. Max has been on the front line all 4 years of high football.
So they get a short living over there in the community. Stay over there for the overnight, 3 nights.
He's on the sideline 1 year from college.
Yeah, $45. That's an hour and a half drive. That's not bad.
I've said that.
Senior Princess Steinmeier. Coach Sales has been on the varsity football team for 3 years and played basketball for 3 and track and field for 3. For the fall, he will major in business management at an understanding university. Coach Sales' most memorable moment was being in the locker room after winning state and having the medals and trophy. The next senior is Brett Reddington. Brett's been escorted by Jeff and Jessica Reddington. Brett's played football all 4 years, basketball for 3, and baseball for 2 years as well. He's an athletic ambassador. He's undecided on where he's going to attend college, but in the fall, he wants to major in biochemistry. His favorite football memory is practicing on the Lucas Oil field. Next is Hayden Woodruff. Being escorted by Clay Renee Woodruff. Hayden has played football for 2 years and baseball for 3. In the fall, he will attend MMI and study motorcycle mechanics. And finally, senior, Spencer Wright. Being escorted by Richard and Susie Wright. Spencer's played football for 4 years, basketball for 3 years, and track and field for 3. Spencer's undecided on his future plans at this time. His favorite football memory is the parties in the locker room after the games. And now for our student athletic trainers, our first this evening is Mackenzie Covington, being escorted by Jackie and Tony Covington. Mackenzie has been a student trainer for 3 football seasons and has played softball for 3 seasons. After graduation, she will attend Boone University and major in nursing. Next is Victoria Grimes. Being escorted by Victoria Grimes. Victoria has been a football student athletic trainer for 3 seasons. She's also played basketball for 2 years and was on the softball team for 3 seasons. She's a team captain and is looking forward to the upcoming season. In the fall, Victoria will attend Boone University and major in biochemistry. Once again, we congratulate the senior members of the Western football team and our student athletic trainers. We thank them for their congratulations. We also remind everyone that during halftime, we will recognize the remainder of the Western football athletes along with the senior band members.
All right, there we go, Brett. We're back here. We're up in the booth, and we were just talking about some of the changes on offense for the Stars, and also we're going to see some differences on defense, as Weddington, of course, the key cog, the middle linebacker for the Stars defense, so they're going to be without him tonight, as we mentioned. Filling in his spot will be Trevor Weekly, who's been in that position the last few weeks while Benson was out. Benson will be in, so here for the linebacking core, we're going to have 4 linebackers for the Stars. We'll show it to you momentarily once we get out on offense. But the 2 outside linebackers will be Josh Benson, Caleb Iron. They started the season in that spot, okay? And middle linebackers will be Luke Marsh, who's been in that spot for the early part of the year and all of last year, and then also Trevor Weekly. So that's kind of, these guys all have experience in these positions that they're in. So it's nothing new for them to be playing here. Just going to be different without Weddington making the stops.
Well, you kind of lose your leader out there, senior leadership. But the one thing that I've noticed in what we've been given, on the defensive end, the injuries that they've had, they've been able to replace with a senior, and on the running back, a junior, Taylor, who does a great job.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like it's like what we were talking about. It's kind of funny how things come around. It's like in the pros or college, it's next man up. Who's going to be the next guy up? And it's probably good that they've had some games, like we talked about, the Frankfurt game, the Southmont the Southmont game where they could get some other guys in there and get some playing time. But then I thought it was huge. I wasn't able to be here with you guys when you went to Danville last week, but a huge win at Danville last week to bring you here to have an opportunity on senior night to win the conference outright for the second year in a row.
Yeah, let's get into that. So win tonight, the Stars, they will win conference outright. A loss and a Tri-West win, they will tie conference, and a loss and a Tri-West loss, they will still win conference outright. So,
and I believe Tri-West is at North Montgomery tonight.
Southmont.
Oh, excuse me. No, that's Southmont because Danville's at North Montgomery. Yeah, Tri-West is at Southmont tonight.
Tri-West is heavily favored in that game as well. So the Stars, if they want to win conference outright, here's their chance to do it down on the gridiron here tonight. We'll get into just some of the rankings here. Looking at the Stars, they're still in that number 1 position. They're 7-1 this year. Pioneer and Lewis Cass sitting at number 2 and number 3. Evansville, Mater Dei, and Eastbrook are 4 and 5, and then you round out the last 5 with Linton, Stockton, Rensselaer Central, Heritage Christian, Indianapolis, Cecina, and Boone Grove.
Yeah, and Evansville, Mater Dei, a really good school that plays a lot of. They play a lot of hard competition as well. I mean, you can't get it much harder than try to go through Danville, Tri-West, and also Lebanon in the Sagamore Conference. And I was amazed at how many seniors. You guys graduated quite a few seniors last year, and there was quite a few seniors out there on the field this year for that senior night being acknowledged, them and their parents. And it was nice to see all those kids out there getting acknowledged for all those hard years of work. But then also you got to remember the parents and the families that are involved have to be involved just as much as the kid, because they've got to get them there. They've got to make sure things get done, and it's good to see that.
Yeah, and it was funny. Last year, the Stars, they retired, was it 15 to 17 seniors, a large crew, and this year's seniors group is even bigger. They have 18 down on the field.
That was a huge group, and that's why they're back. I mean, that's why they're back, ranked number 1. They've got, they had a big junior class along with a big senior class, and this year, the same.
Well, as you can see on your screen now, it's also Military and Police Appreciation Night, First Responders Night. So you can see a lot of sheriff deputies down on the field. See a few IMPD officers and officers alike.
Look like some town marshals as well, probably Thorntown down there. Nice to see them being acknowledged as well.
Yeah, and the last 2 look to be military. So yeah, we'll move on now and take a look at some stuff from Lebanon. They're 16-2. Coach Jeff Smock, he's been here since 2017, and they're averaging 200 plus yards passing per game, 100 rushing. So that's really where their identity lies, is kind of balanced, but more so for the passing game, and definitely going to be very skilled here tonight on this really nice evening here. As you can see above, it's kind of hard. There you go. Now you can see it better. Is our skydiver. First one coming down. This is Swisher, PE teacher. I believe she'll be delivering the game ball to the Red X in the middle of the field.
Mr. Swisher.
Mrs. Swisher.
Oh, Mrs. Swisher, okay.
They touch the X and then slide over. That was a pretty nice landing there. We still have 1 or 2 more.
He had to make a big wide turn with that wind blowing to come in. That's great.
I remember not last year, but the year before, I think it was, where Mr. Compton was the one that came down, and that was pretty interesting to see. And now a lot of schools, like you mentioned, North Montgomery, they like to do this before games.
I think Mr. Foxworthy ought to do that, jump out of a perfectly good airplane. I think we ought to get him to do that.
Yeah, we need to find someone to do the PA announcing first. All right,
you can come back and do that next year. How's that?
We'll see.
as an alum.
And I'll see if we can get that organized for you, Brett. I believe we've got a couple more come
Do
down.
we?
We'll see that later. Back to Lebanon, though.
Yeah.
And I mentioned 200 yards passing, 100 yards rushing per game. Just their key player on offense is Garrett Harker, number 5. He's their quarterback. He's 103 for 203 passing. That's just above 50%, so not very strong in that area. However, 1630 yards, 18 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 99 quarterback rating. This guy has done pretty well so far throughout the year to lead a team 4 wins through 6 conference games.
Well, and if you know that name, if you've been around sports at all in the last probably 10 years around Lebanon, that Harker name is a name that you've heard several times, and they are a very athletic family. And you're right. I was looking at some of the stuff on Max Preps at home, and everything's going to go through him. The one thing I think about him that's kind of interesting, he's one that if they do make a mistake, he's not afraid to come right back and throw the ball again, or take off with the option and things like that. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a little different look than what they've been used to seeing in the last few games with Harker behind his quarterback.
Yeah, and this interesting looking at the running game for this Lebanon team is they are very spread out. Leading a team in carries, not even the starter, is number 25 for Lebanon, Trevor Winkles. He has 61 carries, 217 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. Next up in that carry mark is the starter, and that's Easton Williamson, 50 carries, 247 yards. He leads his team in rushing yards, only has 1 touchdown on the ground, though. Next up is number 6, Drew Wilson, who has 41 carries, 131 yards, 5 touchdowns. And finally, the quarterback, Garrett Harker, he has 31 for 1 touchdown, 90 yards on the season. So these guys, they like to split up their carries a lot, and that really leaves the defense guessing as to what kind of situation these guys are going to be in, because a lot of these guys, they can catch passes out of the backfield too.
Well, they rush by committee, and that's like you say, misdirection and the plays that they use. You don't know when you're back there, if you're the linebackers and you don't know to rush, not to rush. It's gonna tax the defense a little bit, especially with Wethington not being in there.
Yeah, and the last 3 Super Bowls in the NFL were won by teams who went by that RBBC formula, the running back by committee. And it's something that has worked in the higher levels. It works a lot in college as well. And here, Lebanon, they've had success on the ground so far this year with almost 800 rushing yards to complement this passing game. And as you heard at the top of the broadcast, a key to this game for Lebanon is going to be establishing their run, and they have the guys, they have the tools to do that to where they can open up their passing game. And if they can show Western Boone early that they mean business, they can get their running game going, keep the defense guessing for the Stars, that is where your passing offense will open up a lot, especially against this secondary of Western Boone.
Yeah, I agree, and I tell you something else that I think the person that we're going to have to watch tonight, we'll probably end up calling his name a lot because I think a lot's going to be on his shoulders, is Caleb Freeman. He's going to happen to be in there. He's going to have to make some stops. Maybe he'll get another sack or 2, but he's the guy that is going to have to get in there and make them adjust off of what. If he can put some pressure on the quarterback, you might get those turnovers that you're looking for as far as interceptions or fumbles or things like that. But I think a lot's going to fall on his shoulders tonight.
Yeah, and Freeman, of course, he's still in that driver's seat, number 1 in the state in sacks.
Still has that. Good for him.
For all of the whole state. And that after a game last week when he recorded 0 sacks against Danville. So he's still number 1 even after being held sackless last game. It helps to have a few 3-sack games to your name so far throughout the year. His total number so far this year, 11.5. He's accounted here just on this defense totally for 100 yards lost on his sacks and on his tackles for a loss.
50 of those were against Frankfurt, probably.
That's
but
right.
He's done a tremendous job.
He's been so successful this year, getting into the backfield, disrupting what the offense has for their plans. And here for Lebanon, they're underdogs by quite a bit, but still have a chance to come out with an upset. Here comes the American flag landing on the ground, a bit farther from the X, but that's all right. He made it able to stand up. But, yeah, this Lebanon team, they have the tools. As we mentioned, the rushing game that's competent enough to complement their big play passing game. And just some of the receivers for Lebanon that really carry the load. Two stand out for me, and they're the Reese brothers. One of them is Michael Reese, number 33, the senior. 33 catches so far this year, 482 yards. And his younger brother, J.C. Reese, the junior, he leads his team in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. 43 receptions, 896 yards for 13 receiving touchdowns. This offense will run by those two guys.
Yeah, and you talk about their defense, too. The one thing that kind of stood out to me is they have 4 sophomores starting. They have 2 linebackers, and they have 2 ends. So, those are the kind of young players that Spencer Wright could take advantage of. Get them out of place. Maybe they blow a coverage or something like that. So kind of be looking for Spencer Wright maybe to have some luck across the middle or running up the middle with Robbie Taylor. I mean, that's where he was strong the other night, and he could do the same. He could do the same tonight.
Yeah, here comes the players running out onto the field. This Stars team playing what for the seniors what could be one of their last games here on Witham Health Field. They're here next week for sectionals. You'll learn more about that sectional draw during halftime if you can stick with us.
And if you don't, shame on you, right? They need to stick right here.
So they will play here in this same arena next week, and then probably go on the road for a couple after that. Like I said, stay tuned for halftime, and you'll get the update from there.
Yeah, and I won't blow it, but they are playing a pretty opponent that they have known very well over the years. That sectional draw was very interesting.
Yeah. So for the series between these two teams, Brett.
Yeah.
Overall, Lebanon, they lead the series 27-16. They have firm control over this rivalry so far throughout the years total. However, the Stars, they have they've come back recently. Lebanon still leads the last 5, 3-2. Combined score of 135-127. That point spread of 8 points really shows how competitive these games always are. In the last few years, it's been edged to Lebanon. But like I said, Western Boone, they won last year. And a couple years before that, they're going to try to get another win here tonight to chip away at that series lead for Lebanon.
Well, Lebanon is the county seat. It goes back years and years ago when you had all the small schools playing against Lebanon. And we're getting ready to play the national anthem. Great job by the band there.
That it was. The fireworks afterwards, that really added a lot to it.
Yeah.
I like that.
But like I was saying, that Lebanon being the county seat, we were used to, in Montgomery County, Crawfordsville being the big dog, being the school that everyone wanted to beat. And they were always tough for the small schools, and then in the early days for North Montgomery and Southmont to play against. And the same thing is happened here. Western Boone, though, looks to hopefully, as we're covering this tonight, hopefully they'll have an opportunity to get this win, get a Sagamore Conference championship, and be on their way to another chance to play at Lucas Stadium again.
Yeah, of course, that's the end goal here this season. But for right now, the Stars, they're preparing to take the field against the Lebanon Tigers, and we'll be down there shortly to see how this one pans out as these guys, the captains, preparing to head out onto the field.
And I do think, as far as scoring-wise, I think if Western Boone can play a good game like they played against Danville, keep the penalties to a minimum, get some good drives. I think if they can get up on Lebanon and get maybe a touchdown or two lead, and then get some stops or get a turnover, it's going to take a good start for them tonight. They need to get off with a good start here in this game early.
Yeah, just looking out the captains for Lebanon, a couple of them here. Number 6, Drew Wilson. Number 9, Easton Williams. Looks like number 33, Michael Reese. And I didn't see who the other one was. 32, Gage Miller. For the Stars, of course, the guys out there, Josh Benson, number 32. Number 16, Brett Wethington in sweatpants. Number 24, Connor Hull. Number 54, Casey Foster. Those will be the guys also for Lebanon's number 5, Garrett Harker, of course, the junior quarterback and the leader for this team. And here are these guys trying to get their team pumped up. You see that club over the right hand of Josh Benson, number 32. He'll be playing with that throughout the night after his finger injury to begin the year. But he'll be in his normal outside linebacker position despite the shakeup through that linebacking core. And here are these two teams. They're preparing to take the field. And what should be a really good game, as these always are, like I mentioned, through 5 games, a point differential of only 8 points. Last year, the Stars, of course, they won 34-20 at Lebanon in that rainy, cold affair. This one, not as rainy, not as cold, and should be a very nice game for both of these offenses, especially with the struggles through the passing defense of both of these teams. Starting off to receive will be the Western Boone Stars. Back, of course, as normal, will be Connor Hull and Cortez Stoudemire, 24 and 33. And now the kicker for Lebanon getting his team set out to go, Matthew Coddington. Coddington with some words for the refs, and we'll get here underway just shortly.
Yeah, I think it seems like most of the time Hull's the one that'll get the return, and with the wind blowing that way, it should kind of veer towards him. But we've seen him be very dangerous on the returns, and it'd be nice to get a good return here to start the game, and we're off.
All right, here's the kick. It will be returned by Hull, as you mentioned, number 24 to the left side, lowers his shoulder and brought down by number 16 of Lebanon, Hunter Crew. And Western Boone's offense will be set up with a 1st and 10 in their own territory right around the 36-yard line. Getting ready for, as we mentioned, what should be a big offensive showing. Much different weather from last week.
But was that the first time you'd ever been to Danville to see a ball game?
Yes, I believe so.
Very nice stadium, nice turf like this.
They said their turf is 7 years old,
yes,
and it's been well taken care of. First, the rush up the middle, just off to the right side, and brought down for the Stars. Looked like for Western Boone, the senior, number 30, Caleb Iron, brought down by a few Lebanon Tigers, one of which was number 33 of the Tigers, Michael Reese. You'll hear his name a lot, especially on offense. And your sponsor here for tonight, Buffalo Wild Wings. You'll see their logo down on the right side of the scoreboard. Here's Western Boone's offense. Spencer Wright, he gets a couple guys to jump, no flags. Spread formation, he's in the pistol. Iron standing behind him. Iron will be the starter here, the senior on senior night. Man in motion's Hull, looking to pass, right side, now looks towards Hull, gets it over to a wide open Garrity, sails the ball out of bounds. Spencer Wright pass incomplete. Providing pressure for the Tigers is number 16, Hunter Crew, and I'd tell you who was in on coverage, but nobody was, as he was wide open there. Just a poor pass by Spencer Wright. I'm sure that the nerves are a bit higher against this Lebanon team, as they usually always are in all sports with this rivalry matchup.
And Lebanon football usually a very physical team.
Trips formation, watch the screen, it's Hull. Is the running back that moves out to that side. This play the Stars love to run. Instead, they'll go to Garrity on the slant. Garrity has the ball with a run after catch, stiff arms. He's still moving towards a 40, lowers his shoulder. First down, Western Boone with a big play. And if you watch any film on the Stars from this year and last, that is the play that they love to run, is the trips formation out to one side, the screen, the running back goes out, and in that, instead of throwing it to the running back, that play, they threw it to Garrity on the slant. He was wide open once again, and this pass defense for Lebanon struggling early.
French able to take him down on that tackle.
So here's this Western Boone offense once again.
24-yard pickup.
And off right side, it's Taylor. Taylor wrestled down by number 32, Gage Miller. So now
gain
the ball
one.
right around that 39-yard line. A 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9 with 10:33 up on the board. This team set out to start on offense. Taylor will be the lone back, single back formation, heavy set. Handoff right side is Taylor, and he will get a gain of 2 or 3. Sets up 3rd and medium.
Mills, the junior, on the tackle for the Tigers. Pick up a 3, be 3rd down and a long 6 for the Stars. Now, what do you think as far as the Stars here? Are they in 4-down territory? Will they go?
From this area of the field, most definitely. Pelly loves to go forward on 4th down. Coach Justin Pelly, as we've mentioned, he's got 60 wins on the season. Loves to go forward on 4th down. Pass, bootleg, now running to the left side, back right. Spencer Wright's in trouble. He's got to get rid of it. Instead, he will take the sack over near the midfield. 32, Gage Miller, one of the Tigers in for the stop in the sack.
Boy, they had 4. That's about a loss of 10 yards, so it's 4th and 16, and they're going to punt here.
If Spencer had just thrown the ball away, then they would have likely went forward on 4th and 6. Now they'll be set up with 4th and around 12.
Usually they have J.C. Reese back and French back on for Lebanon. Oh, a good punt.
And that'll be number 21. French moving over and
Oh,
brought
good
down
tackle.
for a really nice tackle. Robbie Taylor and Luke Marsh, 2 of the guys that were in on the stop on
open
punt teams.
field tackle, shoestring tackle, great job, and that pins them back. You want to work on field position and how field position is. Now what Western Boone needs to do here is get a 3 and out and get the ball back.
So here's Lebanon's offense. We'll give you a preview of what they're looking like this year. As you can see on your screen, led by number 5, Harker, of course. Number 9, Easton Williamson in on there as well, and the Reese brothers set up outside. We'll likely see a lot of passing here through this game. And here's the huddle standing in their own end zone.
Well, they got a hold. There was a holding call.
So here is this.
So it's half the distance to the goal. There was a holding call on the return team, so it's half the distance to the goal. So now it's 1st and 10 at the 6.
Backed up in their own end zone. Here is Harker. High snap, hands it off, and will be brought down. Pile drops. Gain of about 1 or 2 here for the Tigers. Williamson with a nice carry up the middle and keeps his feet going for a gain of a couple.
Iron on the tackle for the Stars. But he was able to pick up about 3, 2nd down and 7. 8:24 to go here in this first period of play. Western Boone needs a 3 and out here.
2nd and 7 from the 8-yard line. Just over 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Here's another handoff to the right side. Still moving quite a bit. Now will be brought down another short gain, maybe 2 on the play.
Luke Marsh on the tackle for the Stars. And that was Williamson on the carry. Then he's going to pick up another 3. So now we're looking at a 3rd and 3. A 3rd and a long 3 here. And if you want to talk about big plays early, this is a big one for Western Boone. They need to stop here.
They didn't score on their first offensive drive, something that happens quite a bit for this team off of 2 mistakes from Spencer Wright, so this defense can avenge those mistakes. Parker is going to look to pass, bootleg, throws this one, it's caught, fumble. If they called it incomplete, they did.
Yep.
Incomplete pass. Nevertheless, the Stars just forced a critical 4th and 4 on the 12-yard line of Lebanon, backed up against their own end zone, and a really nice play from the Stars defense, bailing out their quarterback.
Yep, Brayton Bowen on the miss on that. I think he turned his head to look to see who was going to hit him and just lost track of the ball, but now they got that big 3 and out.
And here's the punting team. The punt, this one is up. Reese with the punt, and it'll be fair caught by number 33, Cortez Stoudemire of the Stars. So Western Boone, they're set up nicely. 42-yard line of Lebanon. Their offense going to step out right about where they were sacked on 3rd down last.
Well, and Stoudemire had room to run, but you know what? When you're going to get the ball at the 42, 43-yard line, get that ball, make sure you don't fumble it, and let the offense go.
Here comes Spencer Wright and his team. Pistol formation, trips receivers to the top. One of those is a wing. Going to take the snap and hand it off to Iron. Iron races off through the middle, cuts it over to the right side, and now will be brought down by number 24 of Lebanon, J.C. Reese, with a really nice stop there. The Stars still get the first down, but it could have been a lot worse if it weren't for Reese and his efforts.
That's exactly right. I thought he was going to get that breakaway. He went left as he went through the line and cut back right and had a little bit of a hole there, but a great job by Reese to make that stop.
So here's Spencer Wright. There's that formation that they like to run so much with the screen. They'll do a catch over by Garrity. Garrity will be brought down after he had some open daylight. So that was brought down initially by number 7, Nicholas Kaler. Go to Western Boone now. He's at Lebanon making plays for this defense.
Yeah, and you know what? That's one of those plays when we see that lined up there, we know what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen, and they can't stop it. He does a great job, Garrity does, to get himself in that soft part of the defense and then able to make 9 yards on the run.
Pistol formation. Tries to get the hard count. He can't. 15 seconds up on the play clock. Now 10. Pistol formation. Handoff. That'll be a fake. It's a pass and caught by Stoudemire. Races forward. Ball is out.
Fumbled the ball. Let's see.
And that'll be Lebanon. Well, we'll wait and see.
He's at the 8-yard line.
Lebanon thinks they have it.
They do. Lebanon has the ball. We'll see. But it was number 6 on that. That is, let me look here.
Drew Wilson for the Tigers.
He just reached in and knocked it out of the hands. And boy, after the Stars were driving, a turnover gives the Tigers the ball at the 9-yard line.
So now here is Tri-West's offense. They're out here from a 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line of their own. So timeout will be called, and we'll take a timeout up here as well. Be back after a message from a few of our sponsors here on WBTV Sports. St. Adrian Meats and Sausage, located on the square in downtown Lebanon, offers locally raised and handcrafted proteins. Experts in livestock production and nutrition, their core value is that quality protein begins with exceptional nutrition. From birth to butcher, they know exactly what is in their products and how the animals are raised. Support your Boone County butchers and buy local. St. Adrian is open Fridays from noon until 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4. Bob's Concessions sells foods such as Polish and Italian sausage, tenderloins, hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, and more. You can find Bob Campbell and his delicious food truck at events such as the Turning of the Leaves Festival and other fairs around the area. For more information, call 317-850-6499. We're back here down here with Witham Health Field, and the two teams now set back out onto the field. Lebanon, if you missed it, they're starting 1st and 10 on their own 9-yard line after Stoudemire. He coughed up a fumble, and Stoudemire's been kind of unimpressive on that receiving end so far this year. He dropped one in the end zone last week against Danville. Of course, that was in the rain, but Stoudemire, he's had a few drops so far throughout the year. He plays a lot better on defense than he does offense.
Yeah, boy, you got to take care of the ball, and the bad thing was there was only one star there, but there were 3 Tigers around him when he fumbled the ball.
Stoudemire is a very nice defensive player for this Stars team, though, and a key piece to this secondary. Shut down Stoudemire. Here is the handoff. Stopped by the Stars.
Good job there.
Number 30, Caleb Irons stops. Easton Williamson, number 9 of Lebanon.
So no gain for the Tigers. We're down to 5:45 to go here in this first quarter of play, and no score. Western Boone leaving a little meat on the bone here in this first period of play.
2nd and 10 from the 9-yard line, 5:30 and dropping in the first quarter. Here's the offense. Pistol formation, looking to pass. He throws this one
behind.
And just not in the right, on the same page as his wide receiver, number 21, Jarrett French, the senior, 5'10" for Lebanon. And
French did a curl. He ran out, did a curl to the right, and the ball by Harker was thrown to the left. Was not able to make the catch. So now it's 3rd and 10. So I tell you, you're Lebanon again here. You are with a 3rd and long on your second possession of the ball game.
Spread formation, man in motion for the Stars. That's Reese looking to pass. He's met with some pressure. Lasers this one. It's caught by French. French gets the first down and more. French at the 30-yard line, finally brought down by a group of Stars, one of which looked to be number 7, Spencer Wright. And a really nice throw by Harker. A nice route run by the receiver, French, as he's able to get the first down and more off of the run after catch.
Yep, Austin Bowman back there as well, but he did a lot with just that little catch between the linebackers and the line, and then cut left and did a lot on his own, and that got Lebanon out of their backs against the wall. Now they're all the way out to the 32-yard line.
Here, another pass play met with pressure. It's a screen tipped up in the air by the tall Caleb Freeman. Incomplete. What could have been an interception if he had some help.
Yeah, and he had him, and he stopped, and then the quarterback threw the ball, and he got his fingers on it. Just was not able to get to it.
Freeman, 6'3". Before we move on to the next play, take a look at some scores first.
You got some from around the area?
Tri-West Southmont, number 6, 6-0 is the score there for Tri-West. Speedway versus Triton Central. Triton Central 14-0. Crawfordsville, they're ahead. They're winless, but they're ahead 8-0 against the also winless Frankfurt Hot Dogs. Here's the play. Another pass. This one's caught by number 15 of Tri-West, brought out of bounds. Number
Bowman.
15, the receiver. Hunter Cruz, number 16, that is.
Yep, and Austin Bowman taking him out of bounds over on the far side. Now it's a 3rd and a short 2.
2 more quick scores here, Brett. Danville's ahead against North Montgomery, 7-0. And finally, Cecina versus Monrovia, 20-0, Cecina.
I think this is if I'm right, the 3rd year in a row that Frankfurt and Crawfordsville have met in the last game and neither team have a win.
Last year, Crawfordsville won that game. I don't remember, about 2 years ago, but Crawfordsville has the 8-0 lead. Here's a handoff up the middle, trying to push forward for a first. They'll get it. 3rd and short, and they pick it up. Stop the clock, give us a first down for the Tigers.
So now Lebanon, a little mini drive already here. They're at the 43-yard line. We're down to 4:30 to go here in this first period of play. No score in this ball game. Western Boone showing 5 men in the box.
And it will be a running play. Easton Williamson will be brought down. Charges forward for a gain of 2 or 3.
Hole on the tackle for the Stars. This makes it a second. Give them 4. A second and 6 to go here in this drive for the Tigers.
Now here comes out this Tiger offense. I formation, they've got the big guy in for fullback. Under center's Harker. Harker looking to pass. He airs this one high and deep in. Intended, it's caught out of bounds. Number 24, J.C. Reese. And on the coverage was Stoudemire, and Reese with a really nice job positioning his body, going up, climbing the ladder, and bringing down the reception. Completely switches field position.
.30-yard pickup. That was a 30-yard pickup for the Tigers. Wow, talk about flipping the field. Now the Stars, it's a 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line for Lebanon.
And here they go, I formation once again. It'll be a handoff, a play action pass. Throws this one towards the end zone, towards the pylon. That's incomplete.
And I don't know how he didn't get caught back there for a sack.
Yeah, they almost brought him down.
That was Benson, who's in for Wethington, and he had him wrapped up, and he was able, Harker, ever to get out of it.
So here comes this offense now, set up near the red zone. They're at the 23-yard line, 2nd and 10. That I formation, 2 tight ends set, 2 wide receivers set. It'll be a handoff left side, outside zone is Williamson. Easton Williamson now will be taken out of bounds. Just short of the first down marker. Connor Hull, one of the guys in.
Yep, Connor Hull and Austin Bowman over there on the far side. But see, that makes it, now you're at a 3rd and 2. And again, they're 4-down territory here. They're not going to. So Western Boone needs a big play here. They need a stop.
I formation, handoff, Williamson. There is a flag on the play, and he's brought down for a loss by number 54, Casey Foster, playing on the defensive line for the Western Boone Stars. And 3rd and 1 on the play. There's a flag.
Kind of in the holding area. We'll see what they call.
He was brought down behind the line of scrimmage, so if it is against the Tigers, I'm sure Coach Pelly wouldn't mind declining it. We'll wait and see as the referee's coming over and talking to Coach Justin Pelly.
Illegal shift is what it was. Yeah, an illegal shift, and they're going to take the they're going to send them back, which is smart. That's now it's going to be a 3rd and 7 instead of a 3rd and 2.
Here comes this offensive attack. It's a big 3rd and medium. Handoff up the middle. Williamson pushes forward. Does he get it? He does not. 1 yard short of the first down yard marker. And if I was a betting man, Lebanon's going to go for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah, about a 4th and it's going to be about a 4th and 2. They picked up the 5 yards that they had the penalty on. Now you want to talk about big plays.
Huge play, especially for the Stars defense, as the offense has played poorly so far to this point. 0-0 ball game, 2:30, 4th and 2 from the 15-yard line. We're in the first quarter, and here's the second offensive drive for Garrett Harker. Almost jumps off sides. He doesn't. Trying to get into the backfield. Williamson to the right side. He's brought down. Does he get it? Looks like they will give him the first down. They might even have to measure it. Hard to tell from this angle.
If they put it on the mark, it'll be a first down.
And they will move the chains. A huge first down for this Lebanon offense early in the first quarter of this game. And now Harker joins his huddle after a big play from Williamson running over to the right side. Williamson with 50 carries coming into this one. He's only had one game of 100 yards plus, and he's being leaned on heavily here. Man in motion, it's a handoff. Williamson once again. Easton Williamson gets a gain of a few before he's brought down.
We got another flag out there on the, and it's another illegal formation or illegal shift by the Tigers.
Now I'm sure is the game of the week here in Sagamore Conference, Crawfordsville, Frankfort. I believe 14-0 Crawfordsville is ahead against Frankfort, looking to get their first win of the season.
Well, you know, no matter how you spell Frankfort, there is no D in Frankfort, big or little D in Frankfort.
Coming in, Dakota Halford to his nose spot, sending Casey Foster back to the sidelines.
And see, this is the second time in a row that they've had a penalty to knock them back 5 yards. Now it's up to
first and 15 at the 17. Harker, he's got two running back set in the shotgun. Pass play. He throws this one, almost intercepted. It's dropped for an incomplete pass. Stoudemire looked to be in on the coverage.
Yeah, if the intended receiver hadn't stuck his hand out there, that would have been an interception.
J.C. Reese started playing cornerback after he realized where the throw was going. Reese, obviously the intended receiver on the play, the leading receiver for this team, the younger of the two. Second and 15 now. We're still at that 17-yard line. The play clock drops down below 10, and this Lebanon team's still out in their huddle. Now they're going to come out with 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Down to 2, 1. They're going to need to spend a timeout. They get it off. And fires this one. A laser falls incomplete to the back of the end zone after 3 or 4 guys in on the coverage.
He threw that rock hard. I'm not sure he wanted anybody to catch that thing. Now it's third down. At least Western Boone's, they've bent but haven't broken here. And we're down to 1:34 to go here in this first period of play with no score. And if Western Boone, if the D could just hold on here, gosh, it seems like it's been forever since the Stars offense has been on the field.
Yeah, they have been struggling so far, this defense. Like you said, they're not breaking yet. Here's the offense for Lebanon. Cheers are high, lobs this one to the back of the end zone.
Oh.
Incomplete.
Great play.
4th and 15.
That was Stoudemire back in the back of the end zone to knock that thing out. The intended receiver was 32 for the Stars, or excuse me, for the Tigers.
Now I'm not sure what the Tigers are going to want to do here.
That was Miller. The intended receiver was Miller. Oh, they're going to go for it.
They're going to have to. They haven't kicked any field goals so far this year. So here comes 4th and 15, 1:28 from the 17-yard line. Western Boone's defense going to need a huge play here. Once again, timeout called, whistle blown. Coach Bruns and this Western Boone team will be the ones to take a timeout, and we will follow them here in just a moment as the Stars take their first timeout of the game.
Hoosier Agromatics certified and experienced team of professionals provides planning, design, sales, construction, service, and parts for farm and small commercial grain systems. The construction team's clean and quick approach assures the most efficient option for you while keeping your facility operating at its best with an eye for the future. Give Hoosier Agromag a call at 765-436-2203 or visit their website at HoosierAg.com.
This portion of the broadcast is being brought to you by Jones Home Services. They're a 24-hour heating and cooling specialist. Give them a call at 317-753-0230 or check them out online at joneshomeservices.biz for all your home and improvement.
He turned up. All right, we're back here with Witham Health Field and down on the huddle. Now they're going to leave the huddle. these guys heading back out onto the field.
Yeah, Coach was kind of upset with Josh Beeson. He was trying to get Beeson to cover, and that's why he called that timeout. But he was really upset with him. Now you got Austin Bowman over on the far side, and be watching for that Hunter Crew. Big, tall kid over on the far side.
Big play here, 4th and 15. The Tigers offense lobs another one out to where nobody's even standing, and a really bad play by Harker in this Tigers team.
Yeah, good job by Austin Bowman. Slowed him up just enough as Crew was going into the corner of the end zone. That was a time play. That play was supposed to be where Harker threw the ball, and then Crew would get there at the time that the ball would come down, and Bowman was there just enough to bump him enough off the line to break that up. And then, you know what? It's 1st and 10 for the Stars now, but now they've got a long way to go.
That's right, and 2 straight defensive drives where the Stars have bailed out their sputtering offense. The defense, that is the one bailing them out. And here's this offense with another chance, handing the dirt to Taylor. Single back, heavy formation, handoff right side. Taylor will be met initially and will be brought down rarely for only a gain of 1. But Taylor usually see those pocket pushes move him farther forward. That time, no cigar, and they're going to be set up 2nd and 8 from the 17, make that 19-yard line.
And we're down to a minute to go here in this first period of play. And Taylor, you know, this Lebanon team, just a lot bigger players.
Taylor, he gets a gain of 3 or 4, and one of the keys to the game for the Stars from the top of the broadcast was, for Lebanon that is, was containing Robbie Taylor.
Yeah.
And so far today they've done a really nice job doing that, and it's led to 0 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's just not been able to get it. What we were able to see him do in the past was he'd get past the line and then get into the secondary and he'd take off. But that Lebanon line is really containing him. So the Stars are going to have to do something to, they're going to call
with
another timeout.
16 seconds left. The Stars use their second, and burning through those like gold. We'll be back here after a message from some sponsors.
Ready to make a move? Then look no further than Moody & Company, powered by Keller Williams Realty, as a top 5% real estate team in all of Boone County and greater Indianapolis. Moody & Company works hard so you don't have to. So when moving time comes, you better get moving with Moody. Call 765-336-1622 today.
Thanks to JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations for making this broadcast possible. Our friends at JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations do custom inlays, refinishing, laminate, and vinyl plank flooring. Give Jesse and Kristen a call at 765-894-5978 or check them out on Facebook. That's JL Hardwood.
Back here with them Health Field, the turf freshly laid this year, and now the Stars going to try to do something with 15.9 seconds left in the first quarter of play. Here's Western Boone's offense. Spread pistol formation. Caleb Iron, arm's length behind Wright, who's 3 steps behind center. Wright looks to pass right side. He might have to take this one himself. Pressure. Wright does too much, and he's sacked by this Lebanon team. And on the play, number 16, Hunter Crew for the Tigers, aided by 2 other of his teammates. But Crew was the big contributor there. The one that dropped Wright for his 2nd sack of the game is Spencer Wright. And just trying to do too much in the pocket. Spencer, he needs to do more of the throwing of the away.
Now that'll end the first period of play, which will give the Stars an opportunity to punt to the south, which should be better for them. But, yeah, this is going to kind of flop the field. Western Boone flopped the field on Lebanon a little bit earlier in that first period, but they weren't able to do anything with it. They had that big fumble there. You want to know what the key of that first period was that fumble. And then now they're playing with their backs to the wall, and with this punt, Lebanon should have really good field position.
Yeah, theoretically, if Stoudemire held on to the ball and they would have been able to score, then this would have been up to maybe even an 8-0 game through the first, but now we're tied at 0. And as you mentioned, the Stars, they've got a ways to go. They're on 4th and 7 from their own 20-yard line. Quick couple quick stuff here. First of all, we'd like to thank the Young family for sponsoring WBTV Sports, supporting their son Elliot Young down on the field. Also, I'd like to remind everyone you're watching this game from YouTube. WBTV Sports is our channel. Go ahead and give us a subscribe. We crossed that 400 mark last week. Subscribe to the channel and there's some notifications. You'll get notified every time we go live with a new broadcast, including maybe some postseason volleyball play. We'll see what we can work out. Here's the punting team. Spencer Wright, the punter. They're going to blow this one dead. Look like a false start. That'll
on the Stars.
Push Spencer Wright and the Stars back even more. So here's Spencer Wright. He's the punter now after Clayton Hysong went down with a foot injury last Friday. Hurt himself early in the morning, I believe, going down some stairs, and he hopefully be back here in a couple weeks. But Hysong dealing with some pain to his left foot. So number 7, Spencer Wright, back to punt. Backed up, standing at his own 2.5-yard line, Spencer Wright. Here it goes. This one is high. It will be fair caught. Oh, it's touched by Marsh.
And a flag. Yeah. Yeah, you've got to give the
returner,
the returner
at least
time,
a chance
yes.
to catch that one. Number 24, J.C. Reese, is the punt returner, and he called for the fair catch. And just a poor situational management from Marsh. He didn't even know the ball was there as he was streaking down the sideline. Marsh going to come out and play defense now, a key contributor to this middle linebacking core now. He played a lot of this season at the outside position, waiting for Josh Benson to heal from his hand injury, and now playing back in his natural spot is Marsh. In the middle linebacker position, he will be the leader from this defense tonight after Weathington is out of the lineup. And, man, this team for the Stars is pretty injury ravaged. Looking down on the field, you can see a lot of people in crutches. Of course, Weathington is out. Colton Chapman hurt his knee against Danville, I believe. Yep. So he will not be playing for the foreseeable future, and a couple other players as well. The Stars not having the best luck on injuries so far this year. And the guy I didn't know was injured looking down the field. Now Jordan Gross, number 87, he's a sophomore.
Wow, that's a big penalty.
And that really moves up the field at the 30-yard line, maybe the 20. Yeah, look, marked at the 30-yard line for Lebanon. 29, that is. 1st and 10, and here working with a very short field. Only need about 30 till pay dirt. A huge drive for Lebanon as the offense for the Stars not able to get anything done against this defense for Lebanon that's played surprisingly well so far this game. Here's spread formation. Looking to pass to the right side. Bobbled. It's on the ground. Fumble. Gets back on it as number 28, Hayden Gibbs, for the Tigers, and evades what could have been a huge swing for the Stars. Instead, Lebanon will now be set up with a 2nd and 10. 29-yard line, and kind of look for just the easy little out, the quick pass, and not able to connect with the slippery fingers of Gibbs.
And again, that's one of those things, hit him in a bad place, right in his hands. Now it's 2nd down and 10.
Trips receivers at the bottom of the screen. Pistol formation. Harker looking deep. Throws this on a laser. Incomplete. And that lands right around the 3-yard line as he was looking to hit his receiver in stride downfield, J.C. Reese.
Yeah. And again, how many times are we going to say in the first quarter that this is a very important play for the defense? It seems like every play here for Western Boone is huge. Again, this is 3rd and 10. We're at 11:34 to go in this first half. No score.
Yeah, this defense for the Stars doing more work than what they're accustomed to. Usually they're laying back on about a 3-score lead by now. Instead, 0-0, backed up near their own red zone. And here's the Tigers, 3rd and 10, I formation. looking to hand this one off. Williams with a rush, gets about half of what he needs. 4th and 5, maybe 4th and 6. A couple quick scoring updates before we move on to the next play. Triton Central 21, Speedway 0. Speedway is a team that could play the winner. They could play the Western Boone Stars or Southmont in the second round of sectionals. Once again, you'll hear more about that at halftime. North Putnam 0, Edgewood 10. Cecina 28, Monrovia 0. And a really good game here. West Lafayette 14, Lewis Cass 7. West Lafayette blew the tar out of Lewis Cass just a few short weeks ago. A rematch. Here's Harker looking deep, lasers this one with that strong arm of his. First down, caught Michael Reese, number 33. And number 24, Connor Hole, the one to bring him down. Moves the chains.
What a big play for the Tigers.
4th and 5.
And threw a laser to him. Boy, one thing about Harker, he throws that ball hard. You better be ready to catch that thing. Now, 1st and 10 at about the 10-yard line, so it's basically 1st and goal.
Harker, a star pitcher for baseball, and you can see those pitching skills in action when he's a quarterback. Williamson tripped up, left side, brought down, one of which looked to be Luke Marsh in on the tackle as well as Jake Jones. Spencer Wright heads to the sideline, being replaced by, look like Austin Bowman from the secondary of Western Boone. Here comes Harker into the huddle.
Yep, Harker goes over to the sideline to get the play. Western Boone's offensive team hasn't even hardly broken a sweat here in this ball game. 2nd
and goal from the 7. Lebanon with a huge play here. Handoff left side, outside zone, finally brought down, runs in the pile is Easton Williamson. And on the tackle, one of which was Trevor Weekly, Luke Marsh, couple of the middle
Caleb
linebackers.
Freeman there as well. So now it's a 6-yard line now. So you make it the 5. He's standing at the 5. So it's 3rd and goal at the 5. So if you're Lebanon, you've got 2 plays to score, and if you're Western Boone, you've got to. You don't want them to have a 4th down and 1. If not, just give up a yard maybe here, if at all possible, if nothing. I formation, heavy set rush situation. He's looking to pass, throws this one, and with heavy pressure from number 32, Josh Benson throws this one incomplete. And he got his hand on it. He actually got his hand on it and knocked it down. And if anything, this helps Western Boone here. It's going to be a 4th down
and 5
and goal. And but then you get the stop. Then your offense is 95, 96 yards. But your defense has stopped them from scoring again. I mean, how many times can Western Boone be able to hold off this Lebanon team? They've got J.C. Reese way out to the left, and he's looking left. He's rolling.
Did he catch it? He did. Lebanon with a touchdown. 6-0. The Tigers strike first off of the desperation play. 4th and goal from the 5. And with 9 seconds flat left in the second quarter, Lebanon puts points up on the board.
And that was 33. He came back across the back. That was, Michael Reese. Michael Reese came across the back of the end zone and was able to get that catch.
And here the PAT looking to kick for Lebanon, number 27, Matthew Coddington. And what could be a pretty big PAT and what figures to be a close game. Here we go. The ball is up and right through. It's good. 1 point added to the board. 7-0 is your score. And what a drive from Lebanon, overcoming what seemed to be third down after 4th down.
Yeah, and after a few penalties from Lebanon, they were able to, take advantage of a huge running into the. I've lost my word. Your return man. Yeah, so he. That was the big play. That was a 15-yard play that they added to hitting the returner. And I tell you, there's just been a couple of really big mistakes by Western Boone here. But on the other hand, they've got 9 minutes to go here with this first half. They're down 7-0. If they can get a good return here and then get this field in their positive way. So we're going to have the kickoff. Back is Hole. Coddington will kick off. Hole and Stoudemire are back. The ball set at the 40-yard line. Getting ready to kick this off. And Coddington hits this one up in the air. And it's going to go back to Stoudemire. Stoudemire gets it at the 15. 20,
He's got room, yeah. From the
30. Out to about the 35-yard line where he's taken out of bounds.
Well, went from the ball being on the ground, he picked it up and took it for a nice gain. Stoudemire doesn't see a lot of returns.
No, he got 20 to at least get him in some decent field position there.
We'll take a look at some of the return stats here. Stoudemire, he's only seen 2 kickoff returns so far this year, but he's averaging 36 per return. He took one pretty deep earlier in the year, and when he does get chances, Stoudemire does a nice job with him. Here's this offense, 8:55 up on the board from the 37-yard line. Heavy set formation right under center. Taylor in the backfield, hand in the dirt. Wing in motion is Hole. Handoff right side, Taylor. Still moving forward and gets an extra gain out to about 5 yards. Set up near the 42-yard line.
Yeah, this first half's clipping away. I mean, they've been keeping the ball on the ground. The one thing is here, maybe Lebanon drawing first blood. I mean, you're going to get mad somebody smacks you in the nose, so it's going to be one of those things where now maybe the Stars are awake here and they'll get a drive and tie this game up.
The Stars offense not down very often, different playing style here now. And Wright pulls this one back. He's going to take it himself, tries to do a little juke, ripped out of bounds, spun down, 48-yard line of Lebanon, number 21. Jarrett French in on the tackle, and what was a busted play by Taylor. Wright ripped the ball out of Taylor's hands and took it for himself.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Wright got his head banged against the turf a little bit, so it's probably a good thing there's some padding there. And but now Western Boone already over in Lebanon territory, and Garrity is always over on the far side.
Johnson in motion, the tackle for the Stars. Right side, Robbie Taylor, does he drop the ball? There's the pile,
we're gonna have
on the play.
We're going to have a roughing call, I think, a personal foul on 60 for Western Boone. They never see the first hit. They always see the second hit, but we'll see if they call this on Max Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson
for the
talking
Stars.
right now to his coaches, Coach Comer, the offensive coordinator, of course, Coach Justin Pelly, and they will.
Yeah,
against the Stars.
Yeah, Lebanon was being pretty physical, and he threw him down to the ground. His number 24 that was J.C. Reese, went down to the ground, and then they called that personal foul. But, boy, you don't need that, especially when you're setting in Lebanon territory. Now they're going to mark 15 yards off.
Penalties so far, they're killing the Stars, and if they want to go deep into the tournament, Brett, they need to limit these senseless penalties. I mean, I understand sometimes a hold can get to you, and every now and then you jump off sides, but these these penalties that we're seeing from the Stars, that's not acceptable come sectionals and regionals, especially if they can get deeper into the tournament and play some higher level teams. North Putnam right now, they're losing 17-0 against Edgewood.
Wow.
Lewis Cass took the lead against West Lafayette, 20-14. Lewis Cass looking not to be embarrassed like the last time those two teams played. Pioneer ahead, North Judson 14-0, and Triton Central ahead 28-0 against Speedway. Here's the play. Taylor rushing forward, drops. The ball is out, but they will say he's down on contact.
Yeah, and it was 2nd and 23, so he's going to get about 10, so it's going to be 3rd and 13. So he gets about half of it.
A really nice job finding the hole. Good job by this offensive line of the Stars opening up the hole. And there you go, just like that. Stars offense back in business. 3rd and 13 from the 49. Handoff, right side. This is Iron. That's a pass, screen, drop to the ground. After a nice fake, didn't go to anything. Cortez Stoudemire going to be brought down by the Tigers. And maybe if that play was kicked outside a bit more, would have been more successful, but the Tigers had everything locked down from the inside.
Jake Burns able to get that. And now with 6:48 to go here in this first half of play, they're going to have to punt, the Stars are.
Another punt, something that the Stars offense, like we said, they're not accustomed to. Here is the kick up by right. A nice kick. It's a bounce right around the 20-yard line and down by Western Boone, Robbie Taylor.
J.C. Reese lets that go.
6:27 on the clock, 7-0. The team with the points have the ball. Lebanon preparing to start this drive. They need 80 yards to put up more.
Well, if you're a Western Boone fan listening to us tonight, you're thinking we need a turnover, we need a break. They do, and hopefully we can get one on this drive. If you're a Lebanon fan, you're thinking, well, there's 6:27 to go here in this first half. They want another drive like that last one.
They sure do. They need about 50 more yards than the last time they were lining up here under center. Harker throws this one. It'll be caught and brought down. Michael Reese brought down by Connor Hull of the Stars.
Hull doing a good job just immediately after he makes the catch, but he gets 6 yards, and it's 2nd down and 4.
And Lebanon likely just going to try to kill some of the clock here, and hopefully, if, like you said, if you're a Lebanon fan, put up some points here as time lowers below that minute mark.
And if you don't put up any points, you go to the locker room 7-0 at the half, and Lebanon gets the ball to start the second half.
Tigers team averaging the most points in the second quarter over the total game so far through 8 games. Handoff, Williamson moves it up forward for a gain of about 2. And Lebanon, they're averaging 9.2 points every second quarter, and that's a whole 1.5 points up against their other highest scoring quarters, so really good at doing this.
So this is a 3rd and a short one. And I don't know if you're Harker, or do you just keep the ball and do a quarterback sneak?
Got to be careful. Pat Mahomes got injured on that quarterback sneak last night.
That's right.
It'll be a handoff. Williamson, will he get it? He will. He gets about an extra yard and past the chains, and they'll move the chains.
And
Lebanon with a first down.
Yeah, speaking of Mahomes, I heard on the radio on the way over here that at first they were thinking it was going to be a season-ending injury for him, but now they're talking it could be 3 to 4 weeks. So
yeah, dislocated kneecap, the same injury that
they've got to see if there's any torn tendons or ligaments.
Yeah, and the MRA came back today pretty positive. A similar injury to what Western Boone offensive lineman Colton Chapman suffered in the first game. He was back in 3 to 5 weeks. Unfortunately, re-injured his knee this past game. Handoff left side. Williamson gets a gain of a few, about 6 yards. Sets up his offense nicely for 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, and of course, you know, Mahomes was banged up anyway with that ankle injury, and but I'll tell you, the NFL's had a lot of players, especially quarterbacks, gone down with a lot of injuries. And of course, the Colts lost Luck, but you know, some of the ones have been stepping up and playing pretty well.
And you got to wonder, the Stars, they love going for that quarterback sneak with Spencer Wright, and I always get a heart attack watching him run right at the middle like that. I wonder if that play from Holmes changes that. Big pass, uncorked down the sideline, and it's incomplete to the middle of the field, intended for number 24, J.C. Reese.
Stoudemire doing a good job of, again, kind of just putting enough weight on him to slow him down, and that's all on timing. And like I was talking about, you know, like I was looking at Harker's stuff, and you were talking about he's like somewhere between 50 and 60% on his completions. But if he throws one like that, he may turn around and throw another one. His memory is just short enough that it doesn't bother him to turn around and throw it again.
Well, here they are showing run, heavy set formation, handoff, left side, Williamson dropped. He will not get the first down. It'll be fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth and about 3 after the 1 yard gain. And what do you do here? Your offense is rolling pretty well so far. You are in your own territory, so
I think they're going to punt this thing.
They'll bring out their punt team with 3:35 up on the clock.
And I think it's all going to hinge on what kind of a return Stoudemire or Holt can do here. They've got an opportunity to get a decent return. They could get this ball out too close to the 50-yard line with a decent return with 3:20 to go.
Tri-West ahead only by 13 against Southmont. Here's the punt. Calling for the fair catch and muffing it is Stoudemire. He'll get back on it and set up his offense with a 1st and 10 here after a couple
about the 43.
plays.
So see with that punt, they didn't want to get a return, but we got a flag on the ground. There's a flag at the 30, and it's probably against Lebanon. We'll see what they do here. And if it's a 5 or 10 yard penalty, Western Boone could get this ball at midfield. We're down to 3. We're at 3:09. Now he could refuse it. Let's see. He could refuse it or he could take the penalty too.
Referee just met up with Coach Pelly and we'll get back out on offense.
They're going to.
There you go. Now they're marking it off. They're going to switch footballs and get past midfield.
Yeah, see, so that's what I was saying. With a great opportunity now. The ball is in Tiger territory. They got 3 minutes, and I think they've just got 1 timeout left. But they got plenty of time to get a score here.
Heavy set formation. 1 wide receiver. That's the tall Connor Garrity. Man in motion, handoff Taylor. It'll be a keeper by Wright. Wright with a spin move. He's got room out to the left side now. Penalty flag still moving. Could be holding though. Now he's brought down.
The only thing is, if it is a hold, it'll be from the spot of or a block in the back. It'll either be a block in the back or a hold, I bet you. Oh!
And there it is. It's a face mask called against Lebanon, and Spencer Wright with a really nice play there, and I believe
well, no wonder he turned around so fast. Somebody helped him.
Yeah, that nice spin to help him out. Thank you very much. Lebanon's defense, says Spencer Wright, and he goes off to the races and looks like a running back on that play. Quarterback Spencer Wright, very mobile. And now the Stars, they're back in business. This offense, right where they need to be for this drive. They're in the red zone, stepping off half the distance to the goal, I believe. So we'll see where they drop this one at the 13-yard line of Lebanon. And with plenty of time, just under 3 minutes, we'll see what this Stars team can do here. We'll take a look at a replay brought to you by Home National Bank. Wright takes off to the right side, and you saw that face mask there, right there by number 7. And Wright takes off over to the left side. We'll get back to the play now. Nicholas Kaler, the man for the defense that gets called with the face mask penalty. Here's Taylor. Stop behind the line. Quick spin does no good. Gain of none. And a heap of Tigers down in on the play for the stop. 2:30 up on the clock now. 7-0 is your score. The Stars have the ball, and they would like some points here to get back right into this one before halftime.
Matter of fact, that was basically no gain. It's 2nd and 10. They can get a first down before they score. They get it past the 2.
The Stars averaging 13 points per second quarter so far this year. Let's see if they can put 7 or more up here. They will call the flag on the play as it looked like delay of game.
Wow.
Zeros on the play clock. Timeout will be called against the Stars, so they will use their last timeout, but they will not take the penalty, so we'll be back here shortly. I'm Nathaniel Finch for Brett Kading and everyone here at WBTV Sports. We'll be back in just a moment.
is brought to you in part by Collins Equipment. Located in Thorntown, Collins Equipment specializes in high-quality used tractors, trucks, and equipment. You can reach Chris Collins at 317-347-0074 or at collinseq@yahoo.com. You can visit their website at collinseq.com as well. Contact Collins Equipment today.
Lamar & Lamar Insurance strives to provide the highest quality insurance and service at the best possible price. Give Nick Threlkeld a call at 317-973-5700, or you can contact him by the email on your screen. Lamar & Lamar can take care of your insurance for auto, home, health, life, farm, and business.
Here's a couple scores brought to you by Andy Hoskins. Thank you, Andy, for the scoring updates. West Lafayette 21, Lewis Cass 20. Lewis Cass is the third-ranked team in 2A. Danville, North Montgomery 7-6 at the half. Danville with the 1-point lead. And finally, Edgewood ahead against North Putnam, a 2A sectional foe for the Stars, 24-0. Man in motion, looking to pass, throws this one towards the end zone. He has Garrity, and the one-handed catch not able to be corralled, incomplete. So now 1:56 on the clock. And we got a 3rd and 10, 13-yard line. Stars trying to go for it all that time, not able to get it. They're going to need a gain of 10 in order to move the chains, but of course, 4-down territory, unless they decided that they want points and try to go for that field goal.
And like I was saying, Lebanon will get the ball to start this second half.
They'll try to run this one with Wright. Wright goes forward. Wright brought down. He will get
He's going to be about a yard short.
So the clock will still run at 1:45 and 4th and 1. This Lebanon defense going to need to hold like a brick wall on this play, 4th and 1.
Yeah, and Lebanon's been packing about 7 guys in the box. The one thing that they have to be careful is with Garrity, but I would venture to say I'd be surprised if Wright doesn't run this ball.
Here we go, 4th and 1 from the 4-yard line, late in the second quarter, handoff. He'll be stopped, moves forward. Will he get it?
I think
it will. Western Boone with a first down.
We'll see what they do here.
And I couldn't even
see
what
that's a bad
happened
spot
there.
there. It's going to be close.
Get out the binoculars, and we'll see. They will stop the clock to measure. And I'm not a big fan of that spot either. Spencer Wright with some words for listening to the referee. Bringing out the chains to measure this one. Here they come.
I think he's got it by an inch.
The first down marker on the 3-yard line.
Let's see here.
A big play. I don't think he has it.
Oh, wow, he didn't get it. Man, oh, man.
And that'll be a turnover on downs.
He didn't get it by an inch, but I tell you what, not a very good spot because he had a second and third dive there when he was on top of people, but boy, they did not, the official here on this side did not give him a very good spot.
All right, and the Tigers defense with a really nice stop. Here's the replay, and this is a play from earlier, so not the 4th down play, where Spencer Wright set up the 4th and 1. So back here, the Tigers, 1 minute and 11 seconds up on the clock. They have the lead.
And 2 timeouts.
The Stars don't have any timeouts, and man, just what a drive killer to have that one just an inch short. They'll take the knee. They'll need one more of those in order to head into the half.
But overall, a pretty flawless first half for the Tigers. They've done what they needed to do. They've kept the score low, and they've contained pretty much the Stars. The one thing is a penalty and a fumble that really hurt Western Boone in this first half.
Here's another kneel down. His running back standing in the end zone takes the knee, and that'll be enough to send us to halftime. We will stay here, and I would encourage everyone to, as well as all of the fall sports seniors will be recognized at this time. And if we have time, we'll show you the sectional preview towards the end, the latter half of our extended halftime. We'll have about 20 minutes before we come back and you hear from us. For Brett Kading, I'm Nathaniel Finch for WBTV. Let's step aside and listen to the PA announcer, Matt Foxworthy, and take a peek at the Western Boone Fall Sports Seniors. We'll be back in a bit.
Is brought to you in part by Collins Equipment. Located in Thorntown, Collins Equipment specializes in high-quality used tractors, trucks, and equipment. You can reach Chris Collins at 317-347-0074 or at collinseq@yahoo.com. You can visit their website at collinseq.com as well. Contact Collins Equipment today.
Lamar & Lamar Insurance strives to provide the highest quality insurance and service at the best possible price. Give Nick Threlkeld a call at 317-973-5700, or you can contact him by the email on your screen. Lamar & Lamar can take care of your insurance for auto, home, health, life, farm, and business.
They're doing that 4 losses. Danville, Tri-West, and then the 2 non-conference. Zionsville and I take that back. They were up in scores and they ended up beating North by 1. Made it again. All right, I beat the rush. Yeah, you did. In and out. Let's go. Shelly. Move to the prize.
The fifth senior is Senior Howitz, being escorted by Regina Turner and Jason Howitz. Some have been in the Western Maine for 4 years, Corey Brown for 4 years, and Corey for 2 years. In the fall, she will attend Purdue University and major in psychology and minor in
What's he looking for, dear? What's he looking for?
Our next debate in New York is Kennedy Chuck, being escorted by Lindsay and Jason Hillis. Kennedy has been independent for 6 years. Kennedy is a marching band, and she played 1 year on the soccer team and 3 years of softball. After graduation, she will major in pediatric nursing and non-decided college. The next is Kaylee Garza, escorted by Jimmy and Holly Garza. Kaylee has been in the concert band for 6 years, pep band for 6 years, and marching band for 5. In the fall, she wants to attend Hudson University and major in studio art and minor in psychology.
Okay, what's going on?
The next is Eric Miller, being escorted by Julia and Tammy Miller. Eric has played in the jazz band for 5 years. He's been in concert band for 6 years and marching band for 9. His qualities are listening for the careers drum and junior corps. Next fall, he plans to major in music and psychology and undecided at Varsity. The next senior is Adam Turner, being escorted by Bruce and Karen Turner. Adam has been in the concert band for 6 years, beat band for 5, jazz for 2, and marching band for 4. In fall, he will attend the University of Evansville and major in sports communications. The next is Ellen Urban, being escorted by Jeff and Stacy Urban. Adam has played in the concert band for 6 years, pep band for 5 years, and jazz band for 4. He's also played in the marching band for 3 years. In the fall, he will study elementary education, but is still undecided on where he will attend. Time out for 2 years. Finally, we have Mary Lowe, being escorted by Scott and Kissy Lowe. Mary has been a cheerleader for 4 years. She's undecided on where she will attend college, but will go into education. And next is James Mann, being escorted by Jared and Mary Mann. Jared has run cross country for 2 years, track and field for 2 years, and swimming and diving for 2. This is her first year for cheer. Jenny is studying field hygiene after graduation. However, she's unsure what skills she can do at this time. Next we have cross country senior 3. The first is Katie Jerry,
No, is that silver or gold?
You got gold sticking out of this black sweatshirt.
Chrissy, you ought to know better.
Doubled most of the night. Garrett French, big catch, 23 yards, 109. On the ground for the Tigers, Ethan Williamson, 17 carries, 51 yards. Not a great average, but he has brought a lot of balance to this Tiger offense. He's made a big difference all around. Garrett Harper's run twice, really needed that. On the other side, to the right, Wyatt was out of the half, had the one big running play, but they were unable to pick it up. He had around 6 for 32 yards in the first half. Hunter Garrity, 2 catches on the outside, 33 yards. On the ground again, hit the right 4 carries, 52 yards. Robbie Taylor, 8 carries. One possession
You got the cool top. What are you doing, huh? You got some more. Steve, I worked with his daughters. They live in Austin. Just as smart as probably 35. Like water meters and stuff like that. So he's like a multi-millionaire. He's sold his business, started another Steve said government can go to Beretta or buy the gun. They have a house literally did that for the longest time. Yeah, he just put him in he placed the order. The government, something to do with the law, they cannot buy directly from CIA and something. CIA, FBI.
Zero. I said, get these people in the gear. He said, all right, I will. Have him show me walk in. He will, dude. He'll go in there and show me.
Of course. It's like hurdles. It's like a hobby horse. You do a hobby horse.
They care about this themselves.
He'd be the one people that listen.
Everyone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our halftime show of tonight's game. We'll have a sectional preview for you. For Western Boone, 2A, they're playing in sectional 37. Their first matchup against Southmont, and that game will be at home here next week. Western Boone coming in with a 7-1 record, Southmont 3-5 before tonight.
Yeah, the next matchup we have North Putt, the favorite to be runner-up in the sectional, playing Speedway. North Putt 7-1 on the year, Speedway 3-5.
As for Seeger, they're 6-2. They host South Vermilion, who is 4-4. Seeger won the game earlier against South Vermilion in the year, 34-14. They are favored to win that game as well.
In our final matchup, Monrovia Bulldogs will be heading to Cascade. Monrovia 1-7. Cascade an even 500 at 4-4. Cascade beat Monrovia 41-7 3 weeks ago, so expect that meeting to go to Cascade.
So basically, Tyler, Western Boone, they are favored to beat Southmont. They won 56-13 just a few short weeks ago. North Putnam favored to beat Speedway. We could see a Western Boone North Putnam rematch in the second round of sectionals. Those two teams were in the sectional championship last year. Western Boone are the favorites to win that one if it does come to fruition. However, Western Boone, they are definitely away no matter where they go for the second round, whether it's Speedway or North Putnam. They will have a road game for their second game.
Yeah, the winner of sectional 37 is likely to face Cecina. They're favored to win sectional 38 and meet the winner of sectional 37 in regionals.
Yeah, but for Cecina, they lost to Ron Colley earlier in the year, and at that point, Cecina undefeated. They're number one ranked after the first 4 weeks. And Ron Colley, they were 0-4. Ron Colley, they smoked Cecina. So Cecina, they're fallen to 5-3 now. They're on a bit of a skid. They're in a slump. So while they are the favored team in that region in the sectional, it's not really given that they'll even make it out of sectionals if they do. Of course, Cecina, the team that played Western Boone the last 2 years in regionals, and they're favored to meet again. As for Lebanon, they will be hosting Western next week, or the week after that, excuse me. Both Lebanon and Western will have a bye. Western 6-3 on the year after giving Western Boone their only loss on the year, and Lebanon, of course, 4-4 heading into tonight's game. So both teams will have a first-round bye, and they'll try to compete in 4A Sectional 22. Well, Tyler, that's all it for our halftime show, and we'll head back down to the field after a few messages from our sponsors. Welcome back here towards the end of the halftime right now. I got 3 minutes up on the board waiting for Western Boone's team to come out onto the field so they can warm up here. Brett, I think you have some stats for us if you want to get right into those.
Yeah, I do. In this first half, Lebanon, 10 first downs to 6 first downs for the Stars. Rushing yards, Lebanon 18 rushes for 43 yards. Western Boone 15 rushes for 73 yards. Average rush, Western Boone 4 yards per rush, Lebanon 2.4. On the passing completions and attempts, Western Boone was 3 for 6, no interceptions, and Lebanon was 7 for 13 with no interceptions. Total yardage, 22 plays for Western Boone for 105 yards. For Lebanon, 30 total plays for 132 yards. Average length of play, Western Boone 4 yards and Lebanon with 3.7. Western Boone with the 1 turnover. Third down conversions, Western Boone 3 for 5 and Lebanon 4 for 11. Fourth down conversions, none for 2 for Western Boone, 3 for 4 for Lebanon. And then overall statistics, let's see if I can bring them up here. Of course, it's a 7-0 lead for Lebanon over the Western Boone Stars.
And before you get into that,
Yep,
really
go
quick,
ahead.
we'd like to thank the Conyer family once again for helping sponsor WBTV Sports and our broadcast. Just a quick thank you to the Conyer family, and a reminder, at Weibo RDTV, our Twitter handle. Go ahead and give us a follow there, and that's where we send out all of our links for each game. I'm Nathaniel Finch, play-by-play. Brett, you're at the color commentating, and you got some more stats for us.
Just some other little things. Wright was 3 for 8 again for 32 yards. The only person to make any yardage was Connor Garrity. He was 2 for 32 yards. And Stoudemire had 1 catch for no yards. Rushing-wise for the Stars, Wright was 5 rushes for 41 yards. Taylor, he had 8 rushes for 31 yards, and Stoudemire 2 rushes for 11 yards. So the Stars, you know, even though they struggled to score, they really, when you look at the X's and O's, they match up pretty good overall for the whole half. But you've got to look at missed opportunities. You had a fumble on a drive, and then you also had a penalty on a drive that cost them. We do have some scores from around the area as well. Triton Central 35, Speedway nothing, and they have a running clock here in the second half. Pioneer 22, North Judson 0. West Side, West Lafayette 21, Lewis Cass 20, and a nail biter there. And another good game at the half. Danville, those dastardly Danville Warriors 7, North Montgomery Chargers 6. Edgewood putting it on North Putnam 24-0, and North Putnam looking to drop its second loss of the season. Triton Central 38 against Speedway nothing. Pioneer, we've got that. Edgewood, Tri-West 13, Southmont nothing. Western 20, Lafayette Central Catholic CC 14. And again, right here, as we get ready to start this second half of play here at Western Boone, it is Lebanon with a 7-0 lead. And we started at about 59 degrees, and it's now about an hour and a half later, and we're looking at 49 degrees here as we get ready to start this second half. And the wind still about 6 miles an hour east-southeasterly. So still not a big effect here. But again, Lebanon won the toss, deferred to the second half. And as Nathaniel gets back here ready to go, we're ready for the kickoff here to get this second half underway on senior night here at Western Boone.
The senior Hayden Woodruff with the kick. This one, they will actually blow the kick dead in midair. So we'll take a break here down on the field and retry this one.
So we call that a mulligan? They get a mulligan here, like.
Looks like the officials weren't ready yet. They didn't.
Officials weren't ready. He put the ball down, gave him the ball. So how could you not be ready when you give him the ball?
All right, well, let's try this again, Brett.
Yeah, we'll give him a mulligan.
This second quarter, once again, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Here comes the kick. This one will be returned by French. Jarrett French over to the left side, cuts it back inside. Now he'll be finally muscled to the ground. Is that 31, maybe? Austin Litton in on the tackle.
And we got a guy hobbling off there for Western Boone. That doesn't look good.
No, go talk to
that
these
is
trainers really quick.
Elliott Young coming hobbling off.
So here is this Lebanon offense. Now, you mentioned that deferring really helped to the second half. And they get the ball now. Fullback. That is a quarterback keeper. I can't figure out what's going on. Fullback, that is.
Yep.
There's a nice play fake there.
Right up the gut.
Parker really sold it by taking off to the left side and hiding the ball. From our angle, you couldn't tell who had it.
Well, and no matter how it would have ended up in the end of the half, you know, if it would have been better for Western Boone to have scored, but then they still got the ball to start the second half. Now they've got the lead and the ball to start the second half.
This drive, very crucial. Let's see what they can do there. And there's a nice gain at the middle. Trucking still moving, and the ball's on the ground. Recovered by the running back, Easton Williamson, with a very powerful run. And we'll show you a replay here in just a second. What a nice play by Williamson. So here's your replay.
Boy, he laid a guy out too.
Just a routine handoff, draw up the middle, and there you go. You saw him lower his shoulder and send the defender for the Stars to the ground. A nice play there by Easton Williamson. He's the running back, the tailback in this one, fullback with the handoff. He cuts it out to the right side, barrels forward. Number 45, Brayton Bowen with the play there.
And that Brayton Bowen, he's a sophomore, 5'9", 230.
He's a big guy, and you can tell they like him at that fullback position, a position that's dying down in football. The teams that know how to use a good fullback, they have those good running games.
And Williamson's a senior, 5'8", at about 180.
Williamson, the running back in the backfield. It will be a handoff to that fullback who gets a gain of about 2. A nice job by Bowen once again for the short yardage gain.
And I tell you what, for you Star fans, Lebanon is just playing good old-fashioned smash mouth football right now. They're running it right at the defense and daring them to stop it. Now it's 3rd and 5, and they got to get a stop here.
3rd and 5 in enemy territory. Here's Harker and his team. 3 rushes the last 3 plays. They'll go for him again. Here's Williamson. Cuts it back inside. He's brought down for a gain of 2.5. Gets half of what he needs, 4th and a long 2 yards. And what a stop there by the Stars defense. They're going to need to do it again, though. They hurry up. You can hear him. Harker getting his team set up. 2 wide receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. I formation. going to look over to his coaches, gets the call. Some shifts on defense for the Stars. Here we go, 4th and 2. Handoff, left side, same play. He's stopped.
Got him.
Turnover on downs. Lebanon not able to get it, and trading 4th down stops are these two teams.
Caleb Iron on that stop.
Iron, a really nice play there, and he's been a nice player so far this whole year, locking down his side of the field at that outside backer position. And there sets up his offense now with a little momentum. They're only down by a score. 9 minutes and change left in the third. And plenty of room here. Try to mount a drive as this Western Boone Stars team.
Well, that, a good stop. Lebanon stopped the Stars. Now the Stars have stopped Lebanon. Now let's see if we can get a drive.
That was Iron's 7.5 tackle for a loss. Handoff. Here is Iron. Iron still moving. He gets a first down to the right side. Caleb Iron. He's got a lot of guys to beat, but he beats about half of them and moves to the other side of midfield. 48-yard line of Lebanon in Tiger territory. 8:51 on the clock. And a really nice run. 2 straight nice plays from Caleb Iron.
Do you think maybe the coach had something to say to the Stars in the locker room here tonight?
You don't see very many second half deficits for the Stars. And here they capitalize so far through their first play on offense. Pistol formation. It'll be looking to pass. Looking downfield. He's going to have to keep it. Getting some blocks is right. Brought down hard from the rear end by the Tigers. Leading the charge, number 33, Michael Reese.
Yep.
Reese and Wright grew up playing against each other, and here are the two seniors going at it tonight. Still enough to move the chains for the Stars and 2 big offensive plays back to back.
That's right. And even though the offense is on the field, the defense is sitting over here, and the coach is going over some plays and things with them, getting them ready for when they play the defense, hopefully after a score here.
Trips formation. He's looking that way, throws this one, and a drop from Connor Hull, who is wide open.
Wow.
And that one, would like to have that one back.
Again, taking a peek downfield.
And you can see this is where the biggest contributions came last year for the seniors. Guys like Logan Benson, one of the wide receivers, Noah McClendon, Joe Hendricks, they all graduated. And now we see guys like Stoudemire and Hull, who are used to batting down passes, not bringing them in.
Right.
They've got a couple drops so far this game, including a fumble for Hull.
And Drew Terrell was there to defend the Star on that play.
Pistol formation, handoff. It'll be a quarterback keeper, right, stuffed for a gain of only 1, maybe 2.
And again, that was just the offensive line not blocking the defensive line there. And boy, I tell you what, you look across at how big that front 3 is for Lebanon. They are huge.
Yeah, Western Boone has some pretty big guys down there too, but not quite like Lebanon's. And Lebanon just bullying the Stars' offensive line up front. That's led to the scoreless first half.
Mills, Tylen Mills, 6'3", junior,
Here we
230.
go, 3rd and 9, 36-yard line. Looking to pass, right side, now left, screen play, and another killer drop from Connor Hull.
2 in a row. Wow. Huge drop.
4th and 9. And that could have very well led to a first down play as he had a little bit of daylight in front of him. Hull with another drop. And
yeah, that's
what
twice.
Do you do now? You might just have to go for Garrity, the only sure-handed guy so far this game for the Stars.
Yeah, Garrity's the only one. If you were listening at the halftime stats, he's the only one to have any positive yards.
4th
for
and
the
9,
Stars.
36-yard line, trips receivers to the far side, looking to pass. He has pressure. He's going to have to get this one off. He throws this one across his body and over the head of Connor Garrity, incomplete. Turnover on downs once again on 4th down, and the Stars, they're 0 for 3 on 4th.
And Hull was back there as well. He was angling the wrong way. He threw across his body as he was running left, and he just didn't have enough oomph to get it over the head of the defender and get it to Garrity or Hull.
And Brett, you know why he was running left? his opposite arm was because of that offensive line.
Right.
They let a few rushers come almost free from Lebanon, and that led to the pressure situation. And it's very hard to convert a pass like that with two guys draped behind you, rolling out to your non-dominant side. Here's this offense for the Tigers. Run-heavy formation in the eye. Handoff, Williamson. He gets a block and out to the left side. Smash mouth football, as you mentioned, reminds me of some teams in the NFL that still use their fullback. Haven't been able to find success on the ground game, one of which, of course, the undefeated San Francisco 49ers,
Yeah.
using that fullback that they used to use back in the day. The Denver Broncos, they're top 15 in rushing efficiency with their use of their running back or their fullback, and a couple other teams like that. The Buffalo Bills, a big running team, they use a fullback. Here we go, 2nd and 5, 7-11, 41-yard line, handoff right side. Williamson lowers his shoulder, brought down. And Brett, what happened to this running back by committee we talked about? Williamson, the only running back that we've really seen, him and of course the fullback, but we haven't seen other guys like Drew Wilson, one of which haven't seen Winkles for the Tigers either.
Yeah, they've not been sharing the love back there tonight.
It's worked so far though.
Yes, it has, and it's 6:40 to go in the third period, and Western Boone needs a stop with a 3rd and 2 here at the 45.
Here we go, 3rd and 2, handoff right side. He reaches forward, does he get it? He does not. A gain of about 1, and it's 4th and 1 in their own territory. The punt team likely to come out for Tri-West as Harker heads to the sideline.
I don't think they've decided. They've not decided yet what they're going to do here. They've not sent the. They got 23 seconds here to decide what they're going to do.
4th down, they're going to go for it. 4th and 1, and might we see a quarterback sneak or a fullback sneak? We see a lot of heavy guys there on defense up the middle for the Stars. And while you do got to keep an eye on the pass, likely a run situation. 4th and 1, handoff. Williamson to the right side, outside zone. He gets it. There's a flag on the play. Plenty enough for the first down, but 2 flags in the vicinity of the offensive line of the Tigers. And there we go. That one cheers on the Western Boone sideline, moves Tri-West back. Let's see the punt team. They will come out. A killer penalty on that play.
Yep. So instead of a 4th and 1 with that penalty, they mark it off. It'll be a 4th and about 12. Now this gives Hole an opportunity if they can get it to Hole to get it inside Lebanon territory. We got another flag.
And we're back here.
We got another flag on the ground, but Hole's got the ball. He got it at the 30-yard line of Western Boone and made it all the way to the 38-yard line of the Tigers.
Yeah, and the referees are talking at midfield. 5:28 left in this third quarter. All 5 referees talking right now at midfield.
Having a détente out there at midfield.
It was interesting. Here before the game, right around, I don't know, 5 o'clock or so, there was a female dressed in a referee uniform walking along the sidelines, and we were wondering if she was actually a game official or not, but she's obviously not out there, so I'm not sure what was quite going on. Maybe a Halloween costume. This guy is still waiting for the call. Brownie time down on the field as the cheerleaders throwing some snacks out to the
false start on the Tigers. Personal foul on the Tigers.
Face mask. So that's 2 big penalties against the Tigers, and definitely favors this Western Boone offense after not putting up any points so far. Might we see a bit of a drive here as they have very favorable territory? That was an illegal shift earlier, was the false start. That one was declined, but of course they will take that face mask. There it is, personal foul, face mask. Move the ball up 15. And now look at this field position, Brett.
I know.
Earlier when the Tigers scored their touchdown, they were set up at the 29-yard line. This ball will be set up at the 24-yard line of the Tigers. And here we go, the Stars, they have dream of a field position here. As if I would have told you that they would have been set up at the 24-yard line, I'm sure Coach Pelly would be happy with that. See what they do. Oh, a quick shift into the pistol formation. 20 seconds left on the play clock. They have plenty of time. Spread formation, low snap, picks it up, looking to pass. Pressure, throws that one, and it's dropped. A bit of a high pass, though. You can't give him too much disparage for that. Looked like Stoudemire.
He would have been able to make probably 5 or 6 yards easily on that after that reception.
It's a couple high passes from Spencer Wright so far this game. And he needs to just settle down in the pocket at times. Of course, that pressure definitely not helping. That's a story of this Lebanon defense. They're getting to Spencer Wright on seemingly every play, as well as shutting down the run, and this offense sputtering so far this game. 2nd and 10, 24-yard line in the third quarter. Pistol formation, handoff. Looks like Iron will get stopped once again for a gain of just 1. And as we mentioned, this defensive line holding up very well for the Tigers.
I mean, you don't want to, if you're Western Boone, we got 5 minutes to go here in this third period, you don't want to give up another golden opportunity to get in the end zone here. And you don't want to have a 4th and long.
3rd and 9, 4:55 and dropping. Left up on the third quarter, down by 7. Here's number 7, Spencer Wright. Spread formation, looking to pass, looking only to the left side. He will get the reception. Stoudemire still going, and he's in. Cortez Stoudemire for a Western Boone touchdown. Put 6 up on the board. 7-6 is your score. And Stoudemire breaks this offensive spell into the end zone, and who better to score that one than the guy who struggled on offense with a fumble and a couple drops. What a play. And awaiting this PAT to tie it up. We'll show you the replay in just a second. 4:41 left in the third after that huge play from the Stars who capitalized on the very, very short field position.
Very important extra point here.
Jake Taylor, kick is up. Kick is bounced off. No good on the doink. And we'll show you the replay of the touchdown. Here it is, brought to you by Home National Bank. Once again, it was just waiting in the pocket. And that time, the reason that was so successful, not only because of the yards after catch from Stoudemire, but also because of the clean pocket that Wright had. And that really led to him being able to just settle down and make the good throw. And there it resulted in 6 points, that is.
But boy, I tell you what, that extra point, so much needed.
Speaking of an extra point, let's show you the replay on that. Just banked off the right upright, and now leads to a 1-point lead for the team that's set to receive the Tigers of Lebanon.
But now with 4:41 to go here in this third period, a 7-6 lead. But if you're Western Boone, you've got to feel somewhat good on that drive. Western Boone getting ready to kick this off. And it's going to be Woodruff. And back for the Lebanon Tigers. You've got Reese, J.C. Reese, and Finch back. The official sets the ball up at the 40. Again, Western Boone going to kick off. They're going to go from right to left, south to north here. Lebanon, as we're getting ready to get this underway here. after the score from Western Boone. It's up, and it's going to go to Finch. Finch gets it at the 20, 25. Goes to his left, still at the 25. Comes back right, and he'll get up to about the 30-yard line where he'll be taken down by the Stars. So 1st and 10 for the Lebanon Tigers. And a 1-point lead here in this third period of play with 4:30 to go here at Western Boone on senior night. Harker in the pistol, trips to the right, one wide out to the left. Harker gets a snap, turns, gets the ball out, and getting just a few yards there after the catch is Gibbs. So Gibbs able to make the catch and get up for about 4 yards. Gibbs will go out. Coming in for him with the play will be Harker again, coming from the sideline. Harker always runs over to get the play. This time Harker will set up, one wide out right, and trips to the left this time, just the opposite. Williamson in the backfield. Harker gets a snap, back, has some pressure, gets the ball out to J.C. Reese. Reese makes the catch over on the sideline. He'll pick up about 8 and a first down. So it'll be at about the 41-yard line. Then the clock will stop there. Lebanon on the move again. Lebanon at their own 41-yard line. 1st and 10 with 3:48 to go. Coming in again with the plays, Harker. Harker lines up. He'll have trips again to the left. Reese will be to the right. This time he's in the shotgun. Gets it. Harker rolls to his left. Has a man open long and almost gets it out to him, but not able to get it to Finch. But a good job by the defense of Western Boone.
Maybe it's a good thing that ball went short because a few more yards in the arm.
Elliott Young would have had that interception. So it's now 2nd down and 10. And again, Harker that time rolled to his left.
That's always tough for a right-handed quarterback to throw left.
Austin Bowman defensively on the far side.
Trips formation to the far side. That one's caught out of bounds. 1st down. Nice play by number 24, Reese.
We got a flag at the 41, or excuse me, the 36. It's a holding this time, so that will be for naught. And going out a little banged up ankle is J.C. Reese.
Reese, a huge contributor this whole season and especially this game. And if he can't come back shortly, that could be a big loss for this offense. 2nd and 10. Harker getting the play from his coach. He's got some time, though. The referee's moving this one back.
And it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. That's why they threw the ball out there at the 37. It goes back to the 27-yard line. So, boy, it's a into infinity and beyond 2nd down.
You don't see 2nd and 24 very often, but here we are. Trips formation once again to the far side. Messes up the handoff. The ball's on the ground, picked up.
Oh, that was a blown play.
Did they call that incomplete? Looked like a shovel pass.
Yeah. They're talking about it right now to see what they're going to call that. He just kind of pitched that ball forward. And
Yep, they'll throw a flag, intentional grounding, possibly. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Yep, intentional grounding. And
there was only Stars there able to get the pass, but a blown play from the very beginning.
Yeah, and what happened there is, like you said, from the very beginning, they tried to get the handoff. The running back was supposed to move left as Williamson, and he moved right, which threw the whole play off. And Harker, I'm not sure what he did there to throw that one, intentional grounding to the ground. And
he had time. He had plenty of time. He was rolling And is that a loss of down, too? I think
that
is
a loss of down.
So he'll be a loss of down plus the penalty. And you thought you were far away before. Now you're 3rd and 29. Well, who's going to break the 3rd and 29 play out?
Here we go. Trips formation out of the bottom of your screen on the open side of the field. Looking to pass, of course, a safe screen pass. Looking to pass now is Reese. This one is high up in the air. Could it be intercepted? He doesn't, and wisely, because if he... Now they're set to punt 3rd and 20 or 4th and 29, and likely going to get better field position with a punt. Now off of the trick play, doesn't go successful.
And the umpire was talking to the line judge to see if that was a backwards pass, because you can't have 2 forward passes. And he said yes, it was a backwards pass, and that's what made it available for him to throw that ball.
Now, we've seen a multitude of players throwing the ball so far this year for Lebanon. They do like to get the ball into some other people's hands with those trick plays. We've seen Michael Reese with 2 attempts. Hunter Cruz got one for the younger Reese, and the ball is out.
Boy, and I tell you what, a little miscommunication between Stoudemire and Hull, and that neither one of them got the ball. And instead of having the ball starting in Tiger territory, they're in Western Boone territory. He got about 15 yards on the bounce.
Yeah, and what happened, I mean, both of these players, when you get the ball in their hand, very electric. That's Hull and Stoudemire, and they're not able to make the play as the ball rolled down to the ground and was down by the Tigers very quickly. Quick update, Lewis Cass and West Lafayette. Holy cow, 35-35 is the score there. North Putnam finally scores against Edgewood, 31-7. Here's Spencer Wright, pistol formation, handoff. That's Iron. Iron gets a gain of about 7. And we'll move back and take a look at some more scores. Cecina 48, Monrovia 7. That game's operating under the running clock. Try West and Southmont 13-0. That's a close game.
That's closer than I thought. And
that game's at Southmont.
Yes, and the North Montgomery game, Danville-North Montgomery at North is close too.
15-6 the score there. Danville's ahead against North Montgomery. Crawfordsville, Frankfort 20-0. Crawfordsville ahead.
Crawfordsville will get their first win of the season. You know, and they've got Iron running the ball now. I think they saw something on the offense that Rob Taylor just could not get through the line. And Iron is doing a lot better job once he gets through that line, getting into that secondary, and he's picking up some chunks.
He is, and I mean, he's also had about as many positive as negative plays, maybe not negative, but just like short gains, as he's not able to break through for those extra 2 or 3 yards like Taylor is, being a smaller guy as Iron, but Iron's still able to, like you said, get those big chunk plays. He'll head to the sideline. Taylor will come in for him.
Yep.
Some offensive shifts personnel-wise, likely going to move to more of a run-heavy set. Stars like to go back and forth between their pistol formation, their single-back heavy set with 2 tight ends, and here it looks like they're going to put the tight ends on the field.
Yeah, and it was Michael Reese. I think they stopped play for him to get out, so he must have been banged up a little bit. So that's why everybody was able to make these changes.
13-7 the score for Tri-West versus Southmont. Southmont with a score there.
What's the score, did you say?
13-7 Tri-West.
Wow.
And Southmont scored momentarily ago as we were talking about their game.
Yeah, if Southmont would beat Tri-West, then it's immaterial on what goes on here. Is that true? Then
That's
that would
right.
Be
So if Tri-West loses, they're out of the race for a shared conference title. If Western Boone wins, then Tri-West, they also fall out of the race. So,
of course, you don't want to lose and back into the conference championship. That'd be like kind of like kissing your sister, you know? You know what I mean? I don't have a sister, but I can imagine.
Now more of a pass formation, handoff, draw. It will be a handoff up the middle for, once again, just a gain of 1 or 2 for Iron.
Yeah, you know, and he's picking up 3-4 yards at a time. That's, if you do your math, you get 4 yards each time. That's a first down as you go down the field. But now Western Boone is just about to where they would have been if they wouldn't let that ball hit the turf.
3rd and 7, 1:15 on the clock from the 49-yard line of their own. Watch the screen once again, looking both ways. Right, going to get out Throws this one, and tough play call there. Is there no flag? As it sure looked to me like maybe Garrity was roughed up a little bit on the pass, and the cornerback, instead of playing the ball, looked to me like he was going in the chest of Garrity. I'm not sure about that call, but there's nothing we can do about it. Let's move on and head to 4th and 7 near midfield. As looks to me like the ball might be spotted a little bit back from where it should be. Looking at where the refs are, the ball is not where it needs to be. I got a pretty good view from where I'm standing. And
it's right across from you, and that now we need a good punt and a good stop here.
I guess that just shows you how that last play went, that they put the ball in the wrong spot. Penalty, flag thrown up in the air on the punt. Spencer Wright's got the ball in his hands, doesn't leave his foot. Here comes the referee. That'll be a false start on Western Boone. Pushes the punting team back 5. Not too big of a penalty here. We'll try this again. 4th and now 12. 1:03 left in the 3rd. Down by 1 and punting. Here's number 7, Spencer Wright. And what a close game here.
I know. And you think about it, the only game that they've lost this season was by 1 point. Earlier in the season.
That game against Western, as you're alluding to. Western, here's the kick first. A deep punt. Spirals in a weird way, but fair caught.
What a one-handed catch by Wright. I'm telling you what, if he hadn't have caught that ball, it'd have been at the 10-yard line.
That could very well have been more points for Lebanon here. Luckily, the Stars get that punt away. Nice job by Wright, as you mentioned. Maybe they should try putting him out at wide receiver, Brett, as they've had struggles so far. And
he must have had Stickum on his hands, because that thing was a rocket, and he caught that dude, and he would have never got back to that ball in time.
Haven't seen Stickum in quite a while.
Yeah.
Brett, they phased that out with the new gloves.
I'm dating myself.
Here's the heavy set formation. Running with room is Williamson. He busts open a hole and gets to the 36-yard line for a first down and more, a gain of about 14 yards for the Tigers, and a nice play there for the nice gain. And we'll show you a quick recap of that play in just a moment.
We're
Here
down
it
under
comes.
a
Home
minute to
National
go.
Bank bringing you the replay. As they're, like I said, heavy set formation, and he just finds that wide open hole. No one even in his area until he gets to the 35. Upended by Stoudemire.
This will probably be the last play of the 3rd period.
Drops back with the rush, gets a gain of 4, and moves to 20 seconds left on the board. And like you said, that should conclude this quarter, and we'll head to the 4th quarter of play a few minutes after 9 o'clock. This game going a bit longer than the last couple, I believe. When the Stars were here last against Frankfurt a couple weeks ago, the game was over by 9 o'clock. And here we're just
we
getting
had the
into
running
the 4th.
clock.
That's
we had
right.
that running clock that night. But this is a good game. Everybody, tell you what, everybody has got their money's worth here so far this evening. But again, we're going to say it. I just keep repeating myself, but the Western Boone defense needs a stop here. Again, you got a 7-6 lead. Western Boone was able to score, but the extra point went off the right.
Upright, that doinked it.
Yeah. You could hear it when it hit the upright.
Yeah, field goal miss, not something that Indiana football fans are not used to, as Vinatieri started the season pretty poorly. And the Stars, you mentioned they lost by 1 point earlier in the year, and what was that led by was 2 missed PATs, and here they're down by 1 after 1 missed PAT. That could come back to bite the Stars. Not really necessarily a bad kick.
No, but the thing about that game was it was a high-scoring game, and this is a low-scoring game. That was like a 42, 43 game, something like that, and we're at a 7-6 game.
I formation. Handoff. It'll be to the tailback. Gets a gain of 3 or 4, maybe just 2. It'll be 3rd and medium now after the run by Williamson. Isn't it funny how the Stars seemingly have done everything wrong so far this game,
And still
the
in.
Tigers have
Yeah.
seemingly done everything right this game, and it's a 1-point game.
Yeah, and that was Marsh on the tackle. Yeah, I mean, this is, again, you're the state champions, and everybody's going to bring their A game. Now, this is a big third down. They need to get at least only 1 yard on this.
And here they get one before they're stopped. Like you said, there's actually a gain of 2. They
Yeah.
won up what you said.
So now it's 4th down and it's a long 3, almost 4. So I would say I'd be shocked if they don't punt this ball here. But Harker's over there on the sideline. Yeah, see, they're going to punt the ball.
And how disappointing Harker must be is you guys couldn't really see that, but he shrugged his shoulders and went to the bench after.
Okay, now these two have to talk. You've got Hole and Stoudemire back here. Now they've got an opportunity again to have great field position. They can't let this ball hit the ground.
Here comes a punt, a really high, far punt.
Oh, and he
Fair
called a fair
catch.
catch.
Stoudemire's the one that brings that one in. I wonder, after what happened on the last punt, would it be a good idea to have just one punt returner back and maybe one about halfway up to block? There, it didn't matter because I got the
well, and I'll tell you
fair
what,
catch anyway.
the punter for Lebanon, that was Harker. He, I'll tell you what, gets a high punt, and that hang time makes a big difference on if they have to call fair catch or not. Now what's
Full
Western
house.
Boone
Look
going
at
to do
this.
here? Yeah.
Shifts out of that. It's an interesting formation, messes with the man formation defense. Looking to pass. He throws this one. It's caught and still moving. Looks like Garrity, the big guy out there. And who better to catch the ball than the guy who's been doing it consistently all year is Garrity. And they've thrown his way, I believe, 3 times this game, and he's not caught it once. We both really agreed that would have been a pretty rough call anyway. So Garrity, the guy that maybe the Stars can try to lean on here through their passing game so far this year. Garrity with 207 yards and 4 touchdowns.
They line up the same way.
And here with plenty of room up the middle, it's Iron. Iron will finally be brought down by his caller, by number 24, who looks to be injured, is Reese, J.C. Reese. He can get up slowly.
Well, if you remember, he walked off. See, now he's walking off again. He walked off earlier. I don't know.
With a limp, is that his
maybe
right?
he has the cramps. You know what? He could be having. It's cool tonight, and
here's the replay. Just what a nice job getting right up the middle. And we showed a replay earlier of Williamson doing the same thing for the Tigers, and here the Stars, they get about double the yardage that Williamson did on that one here. Set up with 10 minutes left in the fourth, near the red zone there in the 30-yard line. And in, handoff, once again, Spencer to the right side. He will keep it. He's got some room, still moving over to the left side, now to the middle, cuts it back inside, leaps forward. He is stopped just short, and that was reminiscent. There's a flag on the play,
it's in the old holding area.
And Wright, he walks sad over back to his huddle after such a nice effort.
The dreaded hold. The dreaded hold on probably wouldn't have meant a thing in that play. That's the way it always happens.
It wasn't anywhere near it's crazy how those seem to work. Couple of scoring updates right after we hear from the referee, of course, holding against the Stars. West Lafayette, Lewis Cass, a big 2A game. 42-42 is the score there. Lewis Cass trying not to lose 55-10 like a couple weeks ago against
Right.
West Lafayette. Tri-West, Southmont, 21-7. Tri-West ahead by 14. And finally, a really close game here, County over. North Montgomery playing Danville. Danville is ahead 15-12. Here's spread formation, looking to air this one deep. He's got pressure. It's caught. Hole up the middle. Connor Hole still moving. Now to the left side, and he's in. Connor Hole, touchdown. Taking the lead is Western Boone. What a play right up the middle for 3 straight up the middle plays for the Stars. And after the doink PAT, the Stars will be forced to go for 2.
Oh, no, they've got him in there.
Excuse me.
Oh. I figured they would go for.
They are going for 2.
Yeah, they are going to go
Spencer
for
Wright
2.
trots
Yep.
out onto the field.
Yep.
And that's 3 straight plays, one by Iron, one by Wright that got called back, and there just the simple screen that went right up the middle. And
They brought Taylor in, so Taylor's
heavy set
come
formation. I still think they pass here. Garrity lined up at the top of the screen with outside leverage. And they'll call a timeout after the coach saw what he liked out there and makes a game plan according to that.
9:29 to go here in this ball game. A 12-7 after whole.
WBTV Sports would like to take this time to recognize the Lebanon Martial Arts Academy. The academy is conveniently located next to the Lebanon Movie Theater. For more information, check out their website at www.lebanonmartialartsacademy.com or call at 765-335-2080.
Opus Packaging is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports. Opus Packaging provides customers with the best packaging and distribution solutions to meet your specific needs. Check out Opus Packaging online at www.opuspkg.com.
WBTV Sports would like to recognize Thompson Lawn Mowing for helping make this broadcast possible. For all your lawn mowing needs, contact John Thompson at Thompson Mowing at 765-366-5007.
Back down on the field, Nathaniel Finch, Brett Kading up here in the booth. Close game, Western Boone with the score. We'll show you how here after this 2-point conversion try. Very heavy set look from the Stars looking to run, but like I said earlier, I got a feeling they're going to try Connor Garrity at the top of the screen.
You know,
matched up on Gibbs.
A bootleg left would be interesting.
Here's Wright, man in motion. Toss to the left side. Connor Hull, who got the touchdown, gets in, flips. 2-point conversion, 14-7 with 9:29 left on the clock. The Stars respond, and we were talking about how that missed extra point could lead to a 1-point loss for the Stars. Well, They respond by putting up 2 after the touchdown. And let's take a look at the replay from Connor Hull's nice little screen pass here with some pressure. Just tosses it. Wright took a big hit, but Hull off to the races, and no one even near him as what was a really nice play from Connor Hull. And we mentioned all night that if you can just get the ball into the hands of some of these receivers for the Stars, then they will do good things. And here Stoudemire and Hull both have a touchdown each after both of those guys had drops. Stoudemire with a fumble, Hull with 2 or 3 key drops, one of those on 3rd down, and it was nice way to redeem yourself.
They set up heavy on the right-hand side. Instead of it being a bootleg, he was able to pitch that ball to him, and then he cut in, and they only had one man to block on that side. Great play. That's exactly, and it was Finch that from Lebanon is who got blocked out. But that's exactly what the coach wanted to see. And you want to talk about using a timeout perfectly. He used a timeout perfectly there.
He sure did, and just the coaching. The Stars have the advantage of experience with their coaching. As Pelly, he's trying for his 61st win after being with the team since 2013. This is only the second season that is.
He took it after Coach Pearson,
third
right?
season that is. That one down on the ground. And, Brett, I'll have the information for you just a second. I believe it might have been Coach Redmond.
Oh, I think you are right. Yeah. I'm dating myself with Coach Pearson.
Coach Pearson's still a big part of this football team, though, especially last year late in the tournament. Coach Pearson was there to help out and be there for some support.
Well, and he knows what it's like to make a run to the state championship.
Of course, his son, Luke Pearson, coaches some defensive backs, special teams, I believe, in JV for this Western Boone team. All right, here we go. Yep, Jed Richmond from 2010 to 2012 coached the Stars to a 25-9 record. Before that was Jeff Pearson from 85 to 2009.
Yeah.
Had a state championship under his belt, 2 state runs in that span, 141 to 139 records. So he got out after he was ahead by 2 wins.
Yeah, and of course him and Coach German at North Montgomery there for years. Both of those guys head coached for their teams. North Montgomery for Coach German and Coach Pearson here at Western Boone. Believe both Wabash grads as well. But Hull did a great job there, kind of redeeming himself. And now we've got a penalty.
We'll see what they are calling here.
It's a delay game.
All right. Well,
Easton, he thinks.
I'm hearing from the guys next
Easton
door
Williamson.
that he might have been thrown out.
Oh, he is.
Yep.
He's leaving.
Takes off his helmet and goes to the far right side. We'll take a look at that on our screen really quick. You see a football player standing at the 25-yard line. He was thrown out of the game after some unsportsmanlike conduct. And there, the main contributor on the ground for the Tigers, that is, heads to the sideline for the rest of the game, supposedly. Close game, 7 points. The team that's down has the ball, 9:29 on the 26-yard line. Pistol formation, spread. Here's Harker. Takes a snap, throws this one to the right side, overthrows his receiver, French. Incomplete pass, stops the clock.
And I think, according to the IHSAA rules, if you get kicked out or thrown out of a game, I believe you miss the next game. We'll have to kind of look that up, but I'm pretty sure you miss. So that would be missing the first game of sectional for your senior running back.
Yeah, Lebanon, they do have a bye first week, and then they will face Western second round. And if you're right, which I've got a guy over here nodding yes, so it looks like that they will be without him for the second round of sectionals. This pass, sliding, does not catch it, incomplete after a lot of pressure. A free rusher was Iron, and he jumps the snap perfectly and gets through to the quarterback, who's forced to make that errant pass and sets up 3rd and 10, 26-yard line.
9:21 to go here in the ball game, and the defense has really come to life here. I think they smell. They've got the Lebanon Tigers on their heels here. Now they need to have a big stop here on 3rd down.
This is what tournament teams are made of. 3rd and 10, 26-yard line. The Stars defense looking to get another stop. Jake Jones with the pressure, moving free. He will slide down, and after a pretty hard hit from Marsh, that'll set up 4th down and medium.
Yeah, he's going to be about 4 yards off. Looks like they
will be forced to punt, and the Stars defense holds up. They're going to need to do that a lot here in the coming weeks if they want to make another deep run. And this game really is it's about the best case scenario for the Stars
you
so
want a
far.
game like this. Yes.
I mean, it could have just been a blowout, and we wouldn't have known anything about the Stars team. But now that we see and hear, of course, there's still 9 minutes left, but we can kind of see what this team is made of in close games. That's Cortez Stoudemire with the fair catch.
And Hull and Stoudemire doing a really good job that time of talking to each other. And you know what? A lot of pressure. You've got to focus on getting that ball in on a cold night. Like I say, when we started the first half, we started the first half, it was 59 degrees. We started the second half, it was 49 degrees. And it's still 49, so it's not dropped a whole lot. But I'll tell you what, it dropped 10 degrees as soon as that sun went down. But it's awful nice here in the press box, this balmy 72-degree weather heated press box we have here at Western Boone.
Yep, here's the play. Handoff, another big play from Iron. Cuts it up field and gets a gain of right at 10 yards. And just your luck, Brett, we have the window cracked open just a tad, and the wind is pushing your way, and I'm sure it's got your a little chilly over there.
hey, it's not bad. But I'll tell you what, did you see what Iron did about the time he got the first down? He wrapped that ball up and was not going to let anybody take that ball away from him.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. Here's the replay. Iron up the middle, and soon as there he makes a cut, you see him put the other hand on the ball after he had just one. Nice observation there, Brett.
There's a pass over to the far side. That's
still moving. Stoudemire. And there it is again. When we said that Stoudemire can make things happen with the ball in his hands, we were not kidding. And there he gets the big gain after you get the ball in his hands. The problem sometimes is getting it in his hands as he's dealt with some drops. But there, another nice play from Stoudemire, who has been a big contributor so far from scrimmage for the Stars.
Jarrett Finch takes him out of bounds.
Stoudemire will take a look at some of his all-purpose yards. The numbers here. 227 total yards coming into this game, and there he's eclipsed 300 on the year. Quarterback keeper throws this one over to Hull, and they'll call it a forward pass, incomplete. Hull does a couple spins as he knows he had one guy to beat before he would have made it to the end zone. So here we go again, 2-10 from the 41-yard, second and 10 from the 41-yard line, 8:17 left in the fourth. 14-7, the Stars. They can take control of this game with another score here. We'll see what they do on 2nd and 10. Handoff, it's Iron. Iron has a big hole over the left side before he's tripped up by the guy who's been making plays, the roving linebacker, J.C. Reese.
Yeah, and again, kudos to the Western Boone Stars offensive coordinators and the people upstairs here for catching on, because when they started this second half giving Caleb Iron the ball, he's just been an animal getting through the line. And he gets through the line so quick, and give the line credit here in this second half, making the holes. A fake handoff this time and a keeper.
And Spencer Wright takes the dive to the ground for 5 yards and moves his team a little bit farther and takes some more time off the clock.
Yeah, you've got Lebanon with 3 timeouts left, Western Boone with 2, clock down to 7:30, and a 14-7 lead for the Stars. And you've got Wright looking over at the coaching staff to get the play. Garrity's going to go to the left. 2 wideouts to the right. Stoudemire.
Spread formation. See what they do here. Handoff. It's once again Iron, and he gets a manageable gain.
He's going to be about 1.5 yards short.
And Iron, I mean, he's played pretty well so far tonight with Weathington out, and just so far on the year we've seen him more contribute a ton on defense, not as much on offense. He's the smaller back out of the 3 or 4 that the Stars like to put out there, and Iron will just take a look at his numbers coming into the game. He only had 10 carries for 66 yards so far, no touchdowns, and here he's definitely pretty close to eclipsing that mark on the full year, as he's had such a nice game so far, including 1 large gain. Here's heavy set formation. 1 receiver's Garrity. Handoff. Taylor to the right side. He gets the push from Wright and still moving. Robbie Taylor to the 5-yard line. Trying to help him up, but not able to is the teammate.
Taylor was dragging Nicholas Kaler, a 6-foot, 185-pounder. He was hobbling down through there one-legged, and huge.
Yeah, just look at this replay with Taylor just right at the middle. Looked like he was down right there at the 15, and such a good job. Taylor, as always, is running forward for those extra yards. That time he got a few more extra yards than what he's used to. A timeout on the play. We'll take a timeout as well and be back here shortly on WBTV Sports.
WBTV Sports is proud to welcome LSI Lawn and Landscape Services to our broadcast family. Give Landon a call or text at 317-430-5007. LSI is your proven leader for all your turf care needs, from mowing and trimming to tree and shrub installation. LSI can even handle all your snow removal needs. That's LSI Lawn and Landscape Services.
Smart Manufacturing is always there for your welding, fabrication, and design needs. Locally owned and operated by Gary Cummins and Dale Thompson. Stop by their new facility 7 miles south of Lebanon on Lebanon-Pittsboro Road. Or you can always give them a call at 765-481-8650. That's Smart Manufacturing.
And here we go, back Witham Health Field, taking a look inside the huddle of the Stars. There's Spencer Wright getting his helmet fixed and heading back out there to the field. The Stars, they're set up at the 5-yard line after a very nice effort from Robbie Taylor.
Well, you've got to come up with some points here. Almost if Western Boone could score here, this will set up a great position for them to be in.
Handoff, Taylor up the middle. Will he get it? He won't. He will get those, a gain of 1, maybe 2.
They had the ball at the 5. They're going to say it's at 3.
2-yard gain on second down.
I tell you what, I like that play where they weighted the line and had Garrity out there, and then they did that little pass back to Hole, and he walked in. I think they ought to try that again. Who's this?
10 seconds up on the clock.
Garrity's out to the right.
Clock, that is. Martian is a wing, Hole in motion. Quarterback keeper up the middle. Does he get it?
He's close.
What are they going to call? We'll wait a second. Spencer Wright with the quarterback keeper. Is he stopped or is he in?
Boy, they're going to put it at the 1-inch line.
Yeah, that's right. Right at the goal line.
Wow.
And now set up with third and goal from that half-yard line.
If the center gets ready to just do a quarterback sneak here. They got 2 attempts to make it 2 inches.
I like their chances here, this run team for
I do
the
too.
Stars.
And the clock keeps rolling here.
7 seconds on the play clock. Right, under center, heavy set, rush look. Quarterback keeper up the middle. He's in. Wait the call from the refs. Spencer Wright. What will they say? Looked to me like he was in. They want to clear the pile. Touchdown! Spencer Wright and the Stars go up by 2 touchdowns, 20-7. And the Stars, they're back in business as a #1 team in 2A. Here they are closing out this late game. Still 5 minutes to play, but with a 2-touchdown lead. Here comes the extra point with Jake Taylor and the Stars.
And this is important for him. He missed that first one. Then they got the 2-point conversion. Now he needs to get this, make this one good, and make it a 21-7.
Here comes the PAT. The kick gets down, and it's blocked. No good.
It was a bad snap.
Yeah, 2 straight missed PATs for him. And
it was a bad snap. It was not his fault this time. It was a high snap, and they did not get it down.
Yeah, 20-7 is your score. Here's the replay. It's just an easy quarterback sneak up the middle. We'll take a break and be back here shortly after a message from Indiana Fear Farm.
Can you survive a night at Indiana Fear Farm?
It was awesome.
Scary, very, very scary.
We traveled an hour and a half to come to it.
Come see what's new in our spectacular haunted hayride stunt show and scream your way through our blood-curdling slaughter bar.
Don't touch me! It was so cool! I peed my pants.
It was fantastic.
I had fun. The worst part was that when you had
If you want fear, if you want fun, get it all for one low price at Indiana Fear Farm. Open this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go to IndianaFearFarm.com now for instant coupon. Indiana Fear Farm in Jamestown. Come out here for farm fresh fear.
Oh my God. Scary.
IndianaFearFarm.com.
Back here at this Witham Health turf field, the kick is up. It'll be dropped near the 20-yard line, and after hesitation picks it up is French. Jarrett French to the left side has some blocking. French moves upfield, is sandwiched behind Jason Baker, was one of the guys in on the play as well as Austin Bowman. the special team
Yep.
stop, but a really nice return there from French in a spot when they needed a really nice return. Quick update, Tri-West 29, Southmont 14. A few final scores from round 2A. Cecina 48, Monrovia 7. That game's over. Triton Central 45, Speedway 0. That game's final. Pioneer 56 against North Judson. That game's final, 56-0.
Wow.
Edgewood defeats the only one loss, now two loss, North Putnam Cougars 37-7. Could be a sectional matchup for the Stars. We'll see here in just a couple weeks. Still in the fourth quarter, Tri-West ahead 29-7 against South Montgomery. And back down onto the field now. Now, Brett, you look up at the chains, and there's just 5 yards apart. I wonder what's going on with that. Oh, final score, Lewis Cass 49, West Lafayette 42. Lewis Cass pulls off the upset over the West Lafayette Red Devils. And
well, I think
a penalty.
Yeah, there's a.
So that negates the big return for French. And the number 3 team in Lewis Cass pulls off the upset. Spread formation. Harker, the quarterback. 2 receivers to both sides, one lined up behind the other. Harker looking to pass, looks for a laser, throws this one. It's caught by Crew. Number 1600 Crew does not get the first down, but he'll get 5 or 6.
And you know what? If you're Western Boone, that's fine. I mean, you're down to 4:30 to go. The enemy for the Tigers is as much the clock as it is the Stars.
Harker rolls out to the other side. He will throw this one. It's high. It's incomplete. Intended for number 24, J.C. Reese, who hits the ground hard but gets up and runs back to the huddle. He's okay. Just give a couple quick shout-outs here looking on YouTube. Our most faithful Davis Brunny watching from his mountain in West Virginia. We've got someone watching from Ohio, another one from Virginia, from Texas, from Oklahoma. Of course,
Wow.
Fall break around Boone County started today. Tri-West, I know, was on last week. A couple other schools around the area last week as well.
Probably watching from Stookey's restaurant this evening as well.
Hopefully from Buffalo Wild Wings, our new
Yeah.
premier sponsor. You can see here's Harker to the right side, throws this one a high ball. Could it be intercepted? No, it's tipped to the ground, and number 24, J.C. Reese,
Good
the
job
intended
by
receiver, Stoudemire got up, and both guys had a hand on the ball. Nobody caught it. That sets up a 4th and 3.
Yeah, and how big is Williamson not being in there? I mean, they don't have Williamson back to block. They don't have him to come out of the backfield to make a catch. It's 4th and 3, 4:07 to go, a 20-7 lead for your Western Boone Stars here.
Trips formation. One of those receivers is a wing at the far side. 4th and 3 in their own territory. Harker to the right side, throws this one. It's caught, flag on the play over to the right side. He has the first down and more, but holy cow, a flag thrown on Lebanon, what could be their
In the
biggest
holding
play
area.
so far.
Yep. That'll negate that. So Laundry is on the field here. I know this isn't Monday, but Laundry's on the field. And now those penalties are starting to, the penalties that Lebanon did not do in that first half and played a really good, are starting to pile up on them. Penalties, mental errors, mistakes. Western Boone came out on fire here this second half. It was a 7-6 game.
And they're back here after some struggles on offense. They seem to fix those problems as of late. The dropsies are now gone.
You know,
The
it was
short
7-0
yardage
at
plays.
half. 7-0 at the halftime. And then it became 7-6, and then it's just been what's been Western Boone scoring 20-0 here in this second half.
Here we go, 4th and 15, 3:45 and rolling on the clock, 20-7 the score. Desperate need of a big play in their own territory. Here's Harker, he's got pressure, a free rusher, he's down, sacked, turnover on downs, and the Stars take over at the 15.5-yard line of the Tigers with 3:37 on the clock. What a play from the Stars defense, and what a bad blocking assignment.
And I'll tell you, it's not too far from here to Lebanon, but that's going to be one long drive from here back to Lebanon. Western Boone, you guys have another great crowd. Of course, senior night here, but another great crowd. Lebanon brought a good crowd here tonight. And now we're down to 3:37 to go. Western Boone's ball on the 16.
All right, Brett, I just want to point out, I see number 9, Easton Williamson, was in on that play. He wasn't ejected. I think it might have been number 6, Drew Wilson, but once again, I'm not sure. So it definitely wasn't their star running back, Williamson.
Well,
Taylor
he had his helmet off. Well, maybe the coach just took him out for a while.
That could have been it. Whoa. North Montgomery versus Danville. North Montgomery 18, Danville 15. That's the final score. North Montgomery with the 3-point upset against the Warriors, who are now on a 2-games losing skid heading into their sectional matchup against Tri-West next week. 10 seconds on the play clock. They'll likely let that go all the way down to 2 or 3. 3:50, now 5. 2:55 up on the clock. Handoff Taylor to the right side. He's still pushing forward. Will he get in? Robbie Taylor. The hands are up. The points are on the board. Robbie Taylor with another touchdown this game. 26-7 is now your score. And we're going to head out of this game in what looked to be a close one throughout. But if you just looked at the score here tomorrow night, you're going to see it's going to be a big swing. The Stars 26 unanswered points pending this PAT.
Yeah, it was 7-0 at the half. Again, let's see if we can get us a good snap, good hold, and a good kick here.
Snap is down, hold is down, kick is up, ball is through, but there's a penalty on the play. The first successful PAT of the night for Jake Taylor, who's been pretty automatic so far. The fireworks go off, but hang on, that flag is on the play. Yeah, let's wait and see what the referees decide.
They may want to put it on the kickoff instead of the...
Instead of redoing the PAT.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide here. Or he could refuse it and just
finish out this game.
Yes. So they're going to make him do it again.
Here we go. We'll get some more practice for this freshman kicker of the Stars.
Yeah, he didn't have 4 or 5 more yards.
Yeah, that was really close of a kick. The holder is Durbin. The ball snapped down. It's up, and it's through. A really nice kick that time.
Yeah.
And maybe a bit of a confidence booster for Jake Taylor. Thank you, Lebanon's coach, for that. So 27-7 is your score. The Stars with a misleading 20-point lead. And we'll head into the final 3 minutes here shortly and just kind of take a preview of what's coming up. That was the final. This right here is the final regular season game. And before we get into that, I'd just like to put out the spotlight on Luke Marsh on the field. We'd like to thank his family for sponsoring WBTV Sports. Of course, the Marsh family does a lot for this Western Mid community. Thank you for your help. And we'll take a look at what's to come up for the Stars. They're going to host Southmont next week. And if you were here at halftime, you would have saw that if they beat Southmont, they will either play Speedway or North Putnam. Both of those lost by pretty big games so far tonight. North Putnam, they're 7-2 now. They are the favorite for that Speedway game. Speedway, I believe, is 3-6.
Yeah,
if I can remember right. So
I would say North Putnam lost to Westview, which is the Brazil, which is a larger school than and Edgewood is down there at Spencer. But But yeah, North Putnam has had a really good season. So I would say the likelihood of them playing North Putt, and I don't know, would that be at home or would that be at North Putnam?
That would be, no matter what, the second round will be away for the Stars. Here's the squib kick. Recovered and taken to the 41-yard line. So no matter who wins Speedway or North Putnam, the Stars will be traveling second round.
Which they'd be playing on turf here, and if they go to North Putnam, that is a grass field. I've played on that, so I know that is. And just there south of Roachdale, between Roachdale and Bainbridge, where North Putnam High School is, the Cougars.
The Stars, of course, they hosted the Cougars last year in the sectional championship. They blew them out that game as they did so many teams last year. The score to that sectional championship was 49-8.
And you know what, the Speedway, you know what, I'll wait till after this, and then I'll tax your...
This that you mentioned was Harker rolling out to the left side. He's going to need to launch this one, uncorks a long one, intercepted. Austin Bowman, just take a knee, Austin, and you can take this one home. He's still going, though, at the 50-yard line, cuts this one in. Bowman does not want the knee, lowers his shoulder, and brought down.
Great job for Austin Bowman. Got the ball at the 20-yard line and ran it back almost to the 40-yard line of Lebanon. Good hands by Austin Bowman.
And with 2:28 up on the clock, that will most definitely seal this one if it wasn't evident already. After
and he's got the belt. They give Austin the belt. Hey, I was going to ask you, do you know what the Speedway's mascot is?
The spark plugs.
That's exactly right. Did you have that written down, or did you know that?
I knew that.
Okay.
Coach Pelly has a lot of ties in that area. His dad coaching there. And Coach Pelly, I believe he lives in that area as well. I'm sure he's pulling for for Speedway to win that one, so he can go head over to Speedway. Here's a heavy set formation, likely just a handoff. Repeatedly still going, and Taylor doesn't want to just drop. He gets 8 yards. And the clock will roll. It's 2:15 right now.
We've got a lot of subs in there, some subs for, I think, for Lebanon.
So Lebanon, lucky them, they get a bye next week on their fall break, so their players, I'm sure, are pretty happy about that.
They would play the winner of?
They will play Western, who also has a bye next week.
Wow, so they play Western, who defeated the only blemish in the season for Western Boone.
Now earlier in the second quarter of this game, we got an update on the Western score. It was 20-14. Western was ahead against Lafayette Central Catholic in the first half. Not quite sure how that game went. We'll see if we can get an update on that here shortly. And just as we mentioned, they're going to play Western as Lebanon. The winner of that game plays Ron Cawley and Frankfurt. Not exactly a high-profile matchup there.
So really that Western game will be a big, huge game. Will that be at Lebanon or will that be at Western?
Lebanon will host that game.
They will host that one, okay.
A quick reminder, as we're nearing the close, you have WBTV Sports, a subscription, and click on that notification bell to get notified once again of all of our sporting broadcasts. We appreciate all you fans so very much, and we like that when you guys comment in the chat of where you're listening from. It's pretty cool seeing guys from around the country. And even last week we had some guys watching from Germany and Italy, I believe, if I can remember correctly.
Good deal. Well, there's alumni all over the globe, and people like football. And
one more kneel down.
I've enjoyed myself as well.
One more kneel down will be enough to do it. And as we start packing up here, as they're going to let this one drop below that 10-point on the play clock. Kneel down ends the game. The Stars 27-7, and LCC quickly defeated Western 21-20. Western, they had 20 at the half and never scored in the second half. LCC with the upset over the 4A Western.
Wow.
Now both these teams, Lebanon and Western, will have 2 weeks to prepare after losses tonight. And Western losing by 1 point. I'm sure Western Boone fans will relish in that idea of them losing to LCC in the upset. So we'll take a break here and be back in just a moment. I'm Nathaniel Finch for Brett Kading on WBTV Sports.
WBTV Sports would like to take this time to recognize the Lebanon Martial Arts Academy. The academy is conveniently located next to the Lebanon Movie Theater. For more information, check out their website at www.lebanonmartialartsacademy.com or call at 765-335-2080.
Opus Packaging is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports. Opus Packaging provides customers with the best packaging and distribution solutions to meet your specific needs. Check out Opus Packaging online at www.opuspkg.com.
WBTV Sports would like to recognize Thompson Lawn Mowing for helping make this broadcast possible. For all your lawn mowing needs, contact John Thompson at Thompson Mowing at 765-366-5070.
Back out here for one final time tonight on Witham Health Field, the WB in the middle of the field. The team that presides here remains victorious, 27-7. The Stars, their record will bump up to 8-1, 7-0, a perfect 7-0 in conference. And oh yeah, conference champions Western Boone. They stole that one from Tri-West, as Tri-West was hoping for. Western Boone lost. They had to feel pretty good at halftime, but instead the Stars score 27 unanswered to win by 20. Your conference champions, they'll get a champions walk in the school on Monday, and let's take a look at some stats.
Just real quick, a couple little things. Of course, it was a 27-7 win for Western Boone over Lebanon. Spencer Wright with 116 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Caleb Iron with 113 yards of rushing. Connor Garrity with 40 yards of receiving to lead the Stars. You had... here real quick, get the totals. And, of course, Austin Bowman with the big interception there at the end to basically put a knife in the heart of the Tigers, and that's you had Connor Garrity with 3 receptions for 40 yards, Stoudemire with 3 receptions for 39 yards, Connor Hull with 1 reception for 37 yards. Totals were 7 receptions for 116 yards. Rushing, again, 11 attempts by Caleb Irons for 113 yards, Taylor 14 for 74 yards, and Wright 12 for 51 yards. And that's what you had for the Stars.
Yeah, that'll about wrap it up here. Thank you, Brett, for
thank you.
the help tonight. I'm Nathaniel Finch, Brett Kading, my color analyst, technical director Austin Smothers. We got a few camera operators today. Thank you for both cameras. I believe it was a pretty successful job by those gentlemen up there, one of which Western Boone alum Devin Vickery, James Miles, James Moore. We had a couple guys down on the sideline with parabolic mic as well. Connor Moore was one of those guys. James Miles helped him in the second half. Thank you all for your help for WBTV Sports. I'd like to give a quick shout-out to our Professor Matt Foxworthy. His voice is a little rough this week, and he made it through on the PA announcing. He sounded okay all game, and we appreciate his help leading up to this game. Thank you, everybody, especially the athletic department of Western Boone, for squeezing us in here in the press box with another radio station. We appreciate your help and hospitality getting us in here, Mr. Dexter. Also like to thank my crews, I already did, and the viewers, all you guys out there watching. Thank you for your comments throughout the game and your support of Western Boone broadcast. That'll do it for us. 27-7 is your score. Western Boone pulls off the win. The number 1 ranked Western Boone for now. However, keep an eye on that because Lewis Cass with the upset over the number 1 ranked West Lafayette. They might move up in the rankings as well. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the week, heading into the first sectional play. From all of us here at WBTV, we'll see you for the first round of sectionals next Friday.